just right. Step into the glow of the neon light. We've got choices for days, from sleek to wild, where fantasy meets life with a playful smile. The Doll Channel, where dreams ignite. More than desire, it's love at first sight. The Doll Channel, oh come and see. Customization, chemistry. Every shape, every style you crave. Luxury, built to pave the way. Discreet, elegance, always you. From companions for love to pure art displays, we're not just selling dolls, we're sparking waves. The Doll Channel, your journey begins. Let pleasure and passion win. Doll Channel, awaken your fantasy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Doll Channel. All right, we got 9/11. I didn't even realize it was 9/11. Crazy. Let's welcome our first guest to the stream, Texas Moon Knight.
Hey everybody, I'm Texas Moon Knight, and just because you bought tickets for the advanced screening of Zootopia 2, where you bought every ticket in the theater so you and your Judy doll can have a nice evening together, that doesn't make you a furry.
Yay! Dude, that's exciting. All right, cool. Let's welcome our second guest to the stream from the hills of Appalachia in the set of The Hills Have Eyes 37. Yes, the one with the backstage passes and all that. Slytherin!
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's up, Slytherin?
Not much, man. Happy Thursday. How's everybody's week so far?
Good, man, good. Now I'm wondering what she's laughing about. Was there something going on back there? Or... I heard her laughing. I was like, all right, let's go ahead and welcome our third guest to the stream from a Waffle House somewhere in Texas, Philistine.
Rock on, everyone. Happy Thursday. Let's get this show on the road, man.
Oh, I gotta adjust your volume. Hold
Oh,
on.
am I too loud? Here, let me turn it down on this side.
No, don't turn it down. You were too low because I turned you down last time, and now you're too low.
Oh.
Yeah, because your voice when you drink is different than when you don't. It's like, hey guys, I'm Philistine. I'm like, oh yeah, he's not there yet. All right. Good to have you guys back here. Let's go to the comment. Revan R, good morning, gentlemen. Like Family Guy. It's like the WNBA and the fan goes wild.
We all know what this is.
Yeah. Dude, I was shocked to see Caitlin Clark come back. I didn't know she was coming back. I thought she was going to Europe and, I think she liked the attention too much.
Is she somebody famous?
Is she what?
Is she somebody famous?
Somebody famous. She's like a WNBA star. You know who she is?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, Caitlin Clark is credited with a big part of people going to watch WNBA games
Oh, she
recently.
must be hot.
Oh, okay.
You know, she's a little bit better than average looking, but she's not anything to write home to mom about. You know,
She's a WNBA 9 or something like that, right?
yeah, she's like probably like yes, because so a lot of the girls in the WNBA are like 2s and 3s, so they elevate her. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I'm with you now.
All right. Yeah, like Anansi the Spider said, she is not hot. She's a plain Jane girl, but compared to the 2s and 3s that play with her, they make her look better. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense, you know? All right. It's like in the junkyard, your car that runs looks like the best car in the world, right? So, Cam Bob, hello. I made it. Me and my girl Rhonda, the rubber girl. Rhonda, the rubber girl. Yeah. Nancy the Spider. She is not hot. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. My dad's all obsessed with her. My dad's like 60 something though, you know. So but yeah, you're right, dude. To the average guy, she's not crazy hot, that's for sure. All right, so we're gonna go to the pictures today. We're gonna try to keep the first hour doll relevant. We're not gonna talk about any recent deaths that happened yesterday or politics or none of that. I'm sure
That's
we've
the
all
second hour, right?
yeah, you know, and even in the second hour, we got to keep it cool on the politics bullshit and all that. Like we got to keep it cool, okay?
Rock it on.
Yeah, we don't want people fighting. Yeah, we don't want people fighting or getting upset about political leanings and shit like that, okay? Let's talk about dolls. All right. So, we got Anansi Spider. I've seen squirrels that were hotter than CC, hotter than Caitlin Clark. There you go, Texas Moon Knight. You got some anthro buddies, the anthro lover buddies on the stream. CJ, you should see Polythene Pam. Who the hell is Polythene Pam?
I'll have to search that up. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. I don't have to do some searching and digging. Oh, Slytherin, did I tell you some guy supposedly sent me 4,000 today for that Tayu doll that's in stock? So
Fuck yeah, awesome.
that Tayu's in. I'm just waiting for the money to clear on that. So that's why the Tayu's no longer on the in stock dolls page. So
Sweet.
it's good. We're like slowly getting rid of those little in stock dolls that we had sent you over there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me about the 138 My Lolly Waifu Mia that we had in stock that sold. You just recently received that one today, right?
Yep. Yeah, I just got it today.
Now, for that doll that came in, we sold that to somebody already. It was like a pre-order type of thing. It was on the in-stock dolls page. Sometimes, like when people cancel orders and stuff like that, we'll have dolls that are on the way here and it'll say pre-order because that means they're not here yet. And people have an opportunity to buy them before they get here to San Antonio. So in this case, we had that doll sent to Virginia and she's going to go out from there to her lucky new owner. And I was talking to somebody about My Lolly Waifu today. He was asking me, hey, Ricky, I saw that, you know, the 138s aren't on your site, or I don't see like 138s on your site. And there's a certain 138 I want and a certain head that I want. And I want to tell you guys about something. I want to tell you and make it clear about something. And I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. So listen up. This guy, he was saying, does that mean you can't sell me a 138? And I told him, no, it doesn't mean that it's just because it's not on the site that I can't sell it to you. If I think that it looks adult and it's not on my site, I'll look at what the body looks like and I'll look at what the face looks like. And if I think that it looks good and it looks totally legal, I'll order it for you. For all other inquiries, like if you're interested in getting something and you're like pretty damn sure that I wouldn't order it for you. You can ask Slytherin, and Slytherin, since he's in Virginia and he hasn't lost his freedom of speech, he can guide you to where you can get the doll that looks young. But I cannot help you find dolls that would be considered childlike in Texas just because of that new law. No big deal. We're just pivoting. We're going to start focusing more on the anime dolls and specifically Elsa Babe and Irokebijin. But with regards to the My Lolly waifu, how he said, well, the 138's not on your site. Does that mean that you can't order it? And I told him, well, I can order it. And I wanted to tell you guys why some of the 138s were removed from my site. The reason why we removed some of the 138s and some of the other models that I still can sell on the site is because of this. The reason why is because some of the photo shoots make the doll look younger than what it really is. So when I was looking at the photo shoot and I was looking at the naked body of the doll, I'm like, damn, this 138 double A looks totally adult. I don't think this doll looks childlike at all. But then when you progress through the photo shoot, you see the doll wearing clothes that make it look young. They'll put a teddy bear in the shoot and it makes the doll look young. Because a lot of people are like, why the fuck does a 18-year-old girl doll have a teddy bear? Like, that's kind of weird, right? Why is this girl that's 20 that you think looks 20 years old, why does she have double pigtails or whatever in her hair, right? Now, it's kind of fucked up, right? Because having pigtails doesn't mean that you're under 18, but this is what Karen's going to do. She's going to take everything that makes the doll look young and she's going to make it into a problem, okay? So you have Mila Jovovich, right? And she's a fully grown adult woman who's like already pretty old now, right? She's pretty mature. That's a word. That's right. Steve from Elsa Babe taught me that. Steve from Elsa Babe taught me that word. He said, they're not old, Ricky. They're mature. And I said, oh, yeah, you're right. They are. So Mila Jovovich, right? She's a mature woman with a flat chest. But Karen might argue that because she has a flat chest that she's childlike, right? And so it's up to me to decide whether I think it looks old enough or not. So I think the 138 AA is fine. I just think the photo shoot makes her look young. And what I didn't want some Karen poking around the site and looking through all the photo shoots, because obviously Karen has nothing better to do, right? Karen doesn't have anything better to do except cause trouble in other people's lives. And she does it for entertainment, purely for her entertainment, right? Imagine that. But we got rid of those photo shoots just because it made the doll look young in the photo shoot. If you look at the factory photos of the doll doesn't look young at all. In my opinion, she looks perfectly adult. And so I can sell those dolls that look adult, but the photo shoot clothes or accessories make the doll look younger than she really is. And let's also talk about let me see if I got this right. Sorry. I just had my brain just shat out nothing. But you know what? I think I'll think of what I was about to say right now. Let's go ahead and welcome first to the stream, because I've been kind of putting it off here a few seconds. From New York, our awesome in-house Jew associate from Benju and Benju Law Firm, Benju Dover.
I'm going to sue your Gentile asses. Yes.
That's the spirit.
What's going on? I know that you guys squeezed me all the way down at the bottom. You could barely see my face, but that's okay. I'm just leaning back in my chair. Hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. Yeah, it's been a hard week with all the murders and all the shit going on. Interestingly, I have a few appointments for this weekend, and one for tomorrow, and a few others. The New York Post article seemed to be pretty effective, but it's interesting because I'm looking at my analytics. You know, the first day it came out, I had about 1,800 visitors, cut in half. The second day, now we're about 5 days or so into this since the article came out, and it's like now down to about 50 visitors a day from 1,800. So it's slowly going down, but I know I expected that. So interestingly enough, I have a couple coming tomorrow, a couple that host sex parties, sex orgies, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, they are interested in getting a doll because they say that when they're doing like orgy gangbangs or whatever, you always have those guys that are left out, and this is just something for them to do, I guess. So they want to get a doll for that, and
You get the doll.
That's like a slap in the face, dude.
so
It's like, oh, he pulled the short straw. Give me the doll.
So this is interesting. So I've kind of known about these swingers clubs, like sex parties. They've been around for a while, and in order to get into these types of clubs, like if you're a dude, a single dude, all right, you can't get into a party unless you pay like a few $100s. All right. Otherwise, if you're a single lady, they let you in for free. If you're a couple, I think you just pay like $100 or something like that. If you're a couple,
You know what's crazy, Benji? I met somebody here in Texas that was like, "Oh yeah, these parties, it's like $60 if you're a single dude, and if you're a couple, you don't have to pay." And then I don't know, if it's just a woman, I'm assuming she doesn't have to pay either.
I think it kind of works that way, but it's interesting because, like, I think I've spoken to this one girl who actually went to a party like this, and she said that like nobody does anything, like they're talking and shit, and then maybe like towards the end of the night you'll have like a few people making out or something like that. It just sounds like a bunch of pussies to me. Now, if I could, and the way that I look at it is that if you're a swinger, if you're a married couple and you want to swing, you're better off probably putting like ads out on adults classified for other swinger couples, or there's different websites for that. Okay. Now, a man who wants to go to a party who's going to pay this amount of money, it's just like you're going to get treated like shit unless you're like some really good looking Chad.
Benji, really quick.
Sure.
I know we're supposed to keep it doll related. I know this is kind of doll related, but
okay.
I wanted to ask you, so these people, they reached out to you about getting a doll for their party. Does this sound like a promising lead, or?
Yeah, it does, because they are coming tomorrow. They are paying a deposit.
Interesting.
But even if they, even when people pay deposits, what I'm learning, because I've had a few, like when I get inquiries like by email or by text, they tend to be really flaky a lot of the times. And now a lot of them are married too, and they're trying to be all discreet, and they try to hide it from their wife. And so that's another issue. When you're dealing with that, things will take a little bit longer. But
also, has anybody? Sorry to cut you off. Has anybody who's paid a deposit not showed up?
No, they've showed up. If they didn't show up, they rescheduled for like the day after or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was curious if anybody had ever just lost their money.
No, I've been fortunate not to have no shows. I've had cancellations, but usually I've been able to get like they give me enough time. They tell me the day before, or like many hours before they're supposed to come if they have to cancel. So it's not that big of a deal. I haven't had like the flakiness, and I really try to vet them on the phone and make sure that they're motivated to come in. Because what some people say and what they actually do are two different things, especially when you get inquiries like late at night. People think different when it's late at night, whether they're drinking. A lot of them are drinking, so they have like that liquid courage built in, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, and then when they sober up the next day, they're like change their minds. I've noticed that happens a lot in this business.
Whoa.
So you know what I was saying about the sex party thing and stuff like that. I really, you know, I don't know how lucrative something like this is. You know, I think that they probably struggle, but anyway, it's interesting. And you know what? If they want to buy a doll, that's great. I'll probably try to get them to see if they could put a QR code on the doll that would go to the website, so when other people are there, they could just scan the QR code and know what to look for. So yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
All right. Let's see. So we got CJ. Best stuff is spontaneous, unplanned. Huh. Very cool. That is true. That is true. Revan R. Never trust your thoughts past 22. Oh, past 10 o'clock. Okay. The 22nd hour. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you're right. A lot of bad decisions happen late at night. Really bad. Pedro Lopez, I hate this. What's to stop a Karen complain on any doll? 13-year-old girls have double D's too. Not all young girls are flat. And I think if anybody does fight that, the promoting childlike dolls, I think if anybody does fight that law, I think that they would win. It's just a matter of how much money they would have to spend first. That concerns me. Just because when you say you can't promote childlike dolls, that's taking away somebody's freedom of speech, and that's not constitutional. I realize their goal is to take away constitutional rights, but when they do it, they're still really careful about how they take away constitutional rights. Like, for example, with SB 20, which hopefully the anime people will fight that, because they're the ones who are the most concerned about SB 20. Which fights against it basically says that you can't sexualize a minor, whether it be with pictures, cartoons, any kind of animation, sculpture, any object, whether it be 2D or 3D, that sexualizes a minor. Anime is very worried about that. They're worried that you could get in trouble for having naked character representations of, anime girls that are in high school or whatever, because that means they're minors. So hopefully
Does that
they'll
mean we're going to get rid of child beauty pageants then?
I was thinking about that too. John Benet Ramsey totally sexualizing, letting your 11-year-old daughter walk at the public pool with a bikini on. That's sexualizing a minor.
And all that makeup they put on their kids.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And it's the mothers that do that
dance
shit. It's the
competitions
mothers.
and shit with JoJo Siwa.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That is weird. Yeah, and there's very weird double standard stuff that goes on as well. Like that will not be taken away. That will not be.
Can we all agree that this is really just stepping stones? They really want to get rid of all dolls. They want to get rid of anything that men can use as a diversion.
Oh yeah, and like they're gonna go after them hardcore. Like once the birth rates drop, like any more than like they are.
Yep.
Because
they're gonna blame men.
Like, yeah, dudes are already responsible for every bad thing that's ever happened ever. So why not just blame that on us too?
Because they're going to say, basically, men are fucking dolls. They're not fucking women. What do we got to do to get these guys to fuck women again? You know,
the funny thing about it is that it wouldn't make a damn difference as far as like men and women getting together. If you took dolls away, it's not going to make a fucking difference.
It's not.
No,
yeah,
it's not. It's absolutely, because if a man wants to get with a doll, is not stopping a man from getting. That's his own choice. It's not like he's choosing necessarily between a doll and a woman all the time. Sometimes he's getting what's realistic, what's possible, and what a method of how he's coping with life. And yeah, go ahead.
Some guys do it because they're just not in the mood to fuck with bitches right now.
For both reasons. It's like it's symbolic. The doll represents a woman, and I'm sure most of us guys would probably, we would want a organic woman if we could, that acted like it, that was perfect in every single way, that didn't, talk back, that loved us, that was hot, flawless, everything. Why not?
As much as I'm not like a huge fan of the AI stuff, there's a lot of guys who really love the AI companion thing, and it's just going to get better. And I wonder if they can actually justify taking away AI waifus in the future. Can anyone think of an argument that they could use to take those away?
Like it'd be like almost the same as like emotional support animals being banned from places and shit.
Yeah, there is no argument. And the only thing that they could say is if it, I guess for population or whatever. But that's not gonna,
like, doctors.
I got one.
If you could get doctors to say that like it was causing, like psychological harm or damage, by removing, them, then possibly.
What do you think, Moon Knight? What do you think?
Well, it would be the whole, like, I bet you anything a Karen would come along and say, like, look what they're doing. They're making custom AI chatbots of young girls. They're going to play the young girl card again for the AI things. They're going to be like, we need regulations. We don't need these AI chatbots having the whole inappropriate, explicit talk. This needs to be regulated. That's what I think the argument for them to come after.
Well, that would be the same thing as with, porn in that sense. So if they're gonna be so hardcore on AI, you might as well be the hardcore on the real people. But what's interesting? Like we gotta understand something, that some of these people on the outside, they think that it's so like a choice. Like if a guy is, let's say an autistic guy who's got socially awkward, maybe he's not the best looking, he's in his 30s, there's no way in hell he's going to be able to find a woman. All right. No woman is really, it's going to be very, 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 very difficult. All right. And why are you trying to take away a doll from a guy like this, or say like this is not a healthy way for you to cope? What, you should be meeting real women, which is really unfair if you think about it. Very unfair for those people and men in general, So yeah,
that's right. So I think it's on both sides too. Like, not only are there guys who are they're done with women, but there's also women who are kind of done with men, even if it's just temporary, on both sides. Like, there's some guys, like I talked about a few times on the channel, where I have met so many, like this must be in the dozens, guys who got a doll, and then once they had a doll for like a year or 2 or 3, they're like, all right, I'm ready to go back into dating. Or this guy that I talked to, I warned him, hey man, this new Texas law is coming out, and I know you bought like a few of those smaller dolls in the past. I want you to be careful, and I just wanted to give you a heads up what's coming down the pipeline September 1st. And he's like, oh yeah, I just had those dolls because I hurt my back, and I got a girlfriend now, and I still have my bigger dolls. I got rid of the small ones because she was like, oh, those small dolls are creepy, get rid of them. And I got rid of them, and she said they were weird, and now she's saying that my big dolls are weird, right? It's kind of like with the law, right? It's like first they come out to the small dolls, then they come out to the big dolls, and then when you have no dolls, then you're like, fuck, like we probably should have said something sooner before they took away the small dolls even, right? Because it's just, they take the hand and then they take the arm. And he's like, yeah, they're like, she's trying to take away like the big dolls now, and I don't know. Well, he's thinking about it, right? He hasn't let her take the big doll away from him yet. But in a way, like sometimes people will try to control you by taking away your outlet, right? And by that, in this specific case, it's like weaponizing the vagina, right? Like, hey, if he could get off in the doll, then how am I going to control him with my vagina, right? I have to make him get rid of the doll first. That way I could weaponize my vagina to get what I want, right? And, a lot of relationships are power struggles. And the relationship with your doll is not going to have a power struggle, obviously. And some guys like that. Some guys like not having to deal with the power struggle thing, because with so many relationships, a lot of guys will say, like, I have the upper hand, right? But do you really? Do you really? Right? If you wanted to do this, could you do this? Within reason. I mean, within reason. You don't want to be like, oh, I can't go have sex with everybody and their mom or whatever. If that wasn't part of the original agreement, then yeah, then you should talk about that with her. You shouldn't be able to just do anything. But I'm just saying, a lot of relationships are power struggles where you have to say like, "Hey, I'm the dominant one," and then the woman might be trying to fight for the position of being the dominant one, and it's a power struggle. It's back and forth, and that gets exhausting. It's much better if one is just dominant and the other one's submissive. That works so much nicer, you know. But can you imagine how nice it must be to just have your relationship with your doll and not have to have that power struggle and that stress? Because it's really stressful when you have to fight somebody day in and day out for that position of power, you know?
Yeah, would be nice.
Hey, Moon Knight, we were talking about that Judy doll the other night, that little rabbity doll that was it Castle's doll sells, right?
Yeah.
A doll's castle.
Yeah. What about it?
And we were talking about how that flocculent, or what is it called? That
Oh, the
flocculent
flock. Yeah, flacking or flocking. Yeah, the
fur.
powder they use that simulates the synthetic fur on the silicone dolls.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you were saying
Delete the Pokemon.
huh?
Did Moon Knight show you the Pokemon?
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
It's in the-
We talked about that Vaporeon. Did he send you that video about the Vaporeon meme that probably started all of this? It's like a YouTube video
I don't know if
talking
I
about
sent it to him or not. I sent it to
why
you in
not?
the group chat, but
Talking about how Vaporeon's so wet and whatever, and
it's
high school.
it's a meme video somebody made. It basically just reads the Vaporeon Pokedex, and it's just like, that's weird. Just shows you that Game Freak themselves are a little way into their Pokemon designs.
I don't know if I watched the same video as what you're talking about. It was
Whatever.
talking about how,
Game Freak.
yeah, it was like saying some nasty stuff, like because Vaporeon's smaller size and tighter holes and shit like that.
Dang. Might be another video then. Yeah, but yeah, we were talking about. Didn't you ask? You were like, because you asked me like, wouldn't it like rub off? And you wanted me to go check on the forum, and I was talking to that one guy that I messaged because I was also curious to see if that flocking would fall off. And sadly, yeah, if anyone's thinking about getting the a doll that has flocking powder on it, it will eventually come off. I mean, that's the same thing for the dolls that have a custom paint job on their body. If you're not getting an actual, like, the silicone is not being colored during the process of the molding, then the coloration or the pigment will come off and rub off and go back to the normal, like, color that the silicone was cast in, which kind of sucks because I still don't know why Dolls Castle has not updated or increased the colors of the dolls that they make. Just weird.
Hmm.
You would think that'd be something that they would want to like keep striving to like make because yeah, there's a few people
Yeah.
on the site that are just like, oh yeah, like my Judy doll is fading, or like mine too, or the guy that's got the flocking issue is like, yeah, around like the more areas that are like uh rubbed or braced against, it like comes off. So I'm like, oh well, kind of good thing I didn't pull the trigger on that one instead of going with the one I had. But yeah, Dolls Castle, they need to start coloring their silicone, the base color at least.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted
Problem is-
people to hear.
What's up?
I was going to say, I think the problem is chemically wise, and I think Ricky can speak on this, is how do you make something stick to something whose strength is its non-reactiveness? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the way you do it is I actually found out how to do it. You have to use a you use raw silicone And what you do is you dilute that with acetone. You basically do a 1 to 3 mixture of acetone and 2 parts silicone, and then from there you get to the consistency that you want, and then you actually put in the silicone pigment into an airbrush, and then you put that like a solution you made into the little reservoir of the airbrush, and then you airbrush it on, or you can also paint it on for like the
somebody needs to write up an how to, and his name sounds like Texas Moon Knight, to post on Reddit.
how to do that.
Yes.
I know. I already have the airbrush. I need to order the silicone. I want to try it before I even like post anything like that. But
Yeah,
I mean,
because even if you don't go all out as you are, I could think that like another advantage would be like you're touching up the genitals right, or
Oh,
the
yeah.
nipples, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
especially for a paintbrush. I mean, all you would need to do once you get to the consistency that you need, you just like paint it on, and you could do other details. I mean, you could even do the veining. You know how like some of the companies will do like the veining around the
Oh
breast
yeah,
and like the arms and everything. You
that's
could
my
do that.
favorite part.
Yeah, you could do that too with the freaking paint.
Nice.
So I see Crystal Christie doll said, "Really, nobody?" I think that was when we were talking about like, can anybody come up with an argument that they can use to take away AI waifus from guys
Oh.
in the United States, right? I could be wrong.
Probably.
I was just like, what? What was this comment about? I'm pretty sure that's what it was about. Was the AI, because the only thing I could think of, Moon Knight, because I think y'all were talking about like mental health or some bullshit. I was gonna say like maybe they could make the argument that AI waifus cause psychosis by getting people to believe that they're really talking to a person on the other end of an AI, and can induce psychosis, making somebody think that something that isn't real is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's similar to the porn argument that you said, right? I
Yeah.
think what they're going to do is what they've always done. They use a slippery slope fallacy, right? And I think the way that they'll attack it here is it'll be it fosters men being used to having a power imbalance in a relationship. Basically, the psychological equivalent to overpowering or like a emotional rape type thing, right? It teaches men not to have healthy relationships with women on an equal footing. That's how they're going to attack it.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Because the AI, no matter what, it's always going to agree with you. There's never going to be any conflict like a real person would.
Exactly.
It's conflict resolution. Yeah.
Who hasn't seen that? I mean, we've already seen that happen before. I remember reading that in like some article or something that somebody was saying, you know, how can this person work through conflict with a woman if it does everything that a woman doesn't do? And it's like, well, who said that he had to interact with women? Like, you know, he didn't have to. Like, I understand when you go to the bank, a teller might be female, but he's not trying to have a relationship with that female. He's just trying to deposit his money and get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is the conflict? I don't know. But that's a really good argument, I think, because it's the same thing. Like Philistine says, it's the same thing with video games and childlike dolls, so to say, right? Like you could say with video games, it makes people more likely to want to commit violence against other people with guns. If it's GTA 6 or if it's any other game that has guns, it might encourage people to be violent with guns against other people, right? And that argument for video games has been going on for a long time. And Mortal Kombat, when it first came out, had to go against that. And other video games at the time had to go against that resistance. And, you know, it just seems logical that they would use the same kind of argument, but just in a different subject. So they use it against dolls. Hey, it can be used to train men to grape women, like Nate Shitstain said when he was up there and he had the podium. right? Oh, I didn't censor these right. How did all those get in there? Anyway, and you know,
I'm
like
not mad at you.
I know, right? You're not mad? Okay, good. And, like Nate Shitstein in Congress or whatever the fuck he is, right? He says, "Oh, it might train somebody to get up the nerve to grape a child," right? And it's like, oh yeah, they need to get up the nerve to do it. They're not just sick animals that do this stuff because they're messed up in the head. No, they need to train first, like it's the Olympics or something. So they could use that same argument with the AI waifus or AI girlfriends. You know, this might train somebody to like think that they have all the control, and it might make somebody think that they always get what they want, when in reality, in real life, they're going to have to work, and they're going to have to work together with somebody else to reach compromise, you know?
Yeah. I don't know,
Yep.
Ricky. Maybe we should be giving to Karen all these ideas because you know they hate watches, right?
Yeah, they do. They do hate that.
Taking notes and shit.
I know. Oh man. All right. Look, maybe stop giving him ideas. Yeah. I don't know. It gets tiring. All these silly laws they passed. They're all to protect the children. All the laws. They want to make marijuana illegal to protect the children, but in reality, that just makes it easier for children to get marijuana in the underground.
Yes, and they
You know what? You know what's
to protect the children.
What's interesting is when, and I think in 1985, when they raised the age for drinking from 18 to 21, you know, it was supposedly to protect, you know, the children, but that really didn't do much, because what it actually started was younger people were getting a lot of alcohol poisoning because they started drinking at a later age, so they didn't know how to handle themselves. They didn't build up any sort of tolerance. So when all of a sudden they turn 21, it's just like, oh, you know, they go crazy or whatever. That's for those people that are actually abiding by the law. The hell's called. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Which one are we looking at here today? This one's
Yes,
like
I was wondering. This is pretty. Is this in stock?
That's a
this
cool
is
one.
no. I didn't do any in stock dolls today. I'm bad. I know. I'm sorry. Our in stock has been ravaged recently. You know what I thought? Okay, I thought this was really weird. When we blocked the website in Texas, which now it's not blocked anymore, but when we initially blocked the website in Texas, like our visitors fell to like 300 or 320 visitors a day. And what's really weird is like this past week, we've had over normal visitors. Like we have like 520, 530, 600, 611, 550. Like I'm like, that's weird. Like I'm not complaining. I just thought it was strange that so many people
What
were.
if it's spillover from the New York Post article?
Maybe.
I don't think so, because there was no link to the other website, so I don't know how that's spillover.
Wow.
Why isn't there a link?
No, there's not a link to the Doll Channel site. No,
Is
because
that on purpose?
no. Well, the reason why is because when I spoke to the reporter, Ricky still had all the small dolls up on the site because it was a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago, so I didn't want to tell him anything about the other site, so that's why.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think that blocking the site in Texas, I think it just freaked people out, so I unblocked it. I'm
Yeah.
really thinking about that Death 100 of Fi. How much was that anyway? And also, did you pay for, like, are you paying month by month, or are you paying for the year? Death 100 of Fi.
You can get there are free VPNs out there. I think Proto VPN is free, but there's a lot of free ones out there.
Oh, there are? I didn't even know that. I thought you always had to pay for them.
It just depends, because certain VPNs will give you other like stuff. Like some of them will search like the dark web to make sure there's no like of your like personal data on there. I mean, I use Nord, but regardless, I think everyone should at least have a VPN, because I mean, there's some stuff that can easily get your information on the internet. It's always better to protect yourself.
The reason I think VPNs are good to have too, especially if you watch porn, and if you live in Texas or Florida, if you don't have a VPN, then you have to age verify and do all that. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Certain sites do have that age verification now.
So with a VPN, you can see whatever.
Yeah, and it's always good to bounce around. Don't stay in the same place.
Yep.
Yeah, Death 100ify, can you cancel that? Or are you like locked in? Or what's the deal with that one? Like I paid $1,000 to initially to like get all the stuff ready to block the website, but then when I saw it was kind of freaking people out, I was like, oh, this isn't good. Like,
there are other ancillary benefits to a VPN. But if anything, it provides a layer that keeps your browsing separate from your provider, so they can't see what you're doing. Stuff like stupid shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like the age verification too, with the age verification that they want the doll websites and porn websites to have. Anything that sells adult products, they want to say it's to age verify so children can't go on the website, but a lot of people are worried because it makes you dox yourself to prove that you're not, it makes you dox yourself to prove that you're not a minor.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just another level of control. I mean, I don't want kids surfing the internet either, but I don't think that this age verification thing is a solution.
No, because it goes back to the adult's responsibility to see what the hell the kids are watching.
Parent your fucking kid.
Book section at the library, but I'm not gonna fucking start checking IDs and burning the books that like they're not allowed to look at.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep, exactly. It's just another level of control, and they invoke, "Oh, we're doing it for the chillins, for the chitlins."
There's a really good article that Xvideo has. If you go to xvideos.com, and then when you go to the top, it'll say the scam of age verification. It'll say age verification is coming, and you can click on that, and you can read this thing about age verification, and it talks about how it's much easier. It's so simple for parents to install one of those like internet like nanny things so that their kids can't go to bad websites. It's so much more simple for people to do that on the parent side than it is to get all the adult websites out there to install age verification.
Yeah, that's right. I did it to my kid.
This one, let's see. This is head RADO24 by Elsa Babe.
I like that smirk, that little the way she has her lip flared up like that, like Elvis.
Yeah, this is a cool head too. It's kind of like a Figma, like action figure.
I like the hard eyes. They're like subtle hard eyes. They're not like giant hard eyes. And this looks like a white skin tone. Like it's more pale versus a default skin tone, which is like a pink white.
Yeah, I think I like that better than the pink default skin.
You think you like white?
Yeah, it looks like more like it should.
I like the those Shield sunglasses. I wonder what brand those are. Oakley's. I wonder how much I could sell them for. Oh.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's like so crazy. When you go to Xvideos, it's like infiltrated with all this AI like videos in there. Have you watched any of those AI porn videos, Benji?
Yes. The problem with the AI porn it depends. It depends, I guess, what you're using. It just there's smaller clips. Like it's hard to like find some AI porn where it's like a half hour long and it's like got all these different positions and it's continuous. It's usually like maybe like a 1 minute clip of like a dude thrusting in her or something like that. But that's what I kind of discovered. Interestingly enough, keep seeing on X Hamster and X videos all the AI porn ads for cam girls. So you have your own cam girl that's AI. And this, what I'm thinking about is that slowly, the AI porn is being introduced to us. Just give it another year, 2, 3 years. Goodbye, OnlyFans. Or OnlyFans is going to shrink quite a bit. I really do, because AI is going to be, unless the guy is actually trying to get with the OnlyFans girl and trying to like date her or whatever. Otherwise, if he's just trying to get his rocks off, you might as well just look at the AI shit.
You know what I just thought of right now that I didn't think of before? I'm thinking, what is it gonna take for these guys who do these AI videos of their dolls, like they're walking or they're like moving around? Like,
Mhm.
I wonder if there's already programs that they can use that haven't been policed, because some of these AI programs are already they're already like voting and making what do you call it, laws against AI. Like, for example, SB 20 was created to crush AI child prawn, right?
Right.
and
Mhm.
and but then in doing so, it crushed a lot of anime lovers dreams of having certain like content that's anime, certain types of hensha, right?
Mhm.
But I'm wondering if the technology is there for AI, and if it hasn't been crushed by law policies. I'm wondering what it's going to take to see guys having sex with their dolls and then using the AI to make the doll look like she's reacting. Has
Um,
anyone
so,
seen anything? Has
Yeah,
anyone seen anything like that yet?
yeah, the technology is there already. You can
Oh
download it
yeah.
on your computer and do it yourself. The limiter is the graphics card. It's still compute intensive. You would need a really good graphics card starting it for what you're suggesting, at least maybe $1,500 for a good one. Uh,
Yeah.
that's the only limiting factor. It's the cost of the compute.
And then, not to mention, you're gonna have to run some sort of Oculus headset for you to have while you're looking at the doll that has a two-way camera that will, sorry, that will have the doll on your bed or whatever pose, and then she's reacting to whatever. So you'll see it reacting, but in reality, the doll is just staying static on your like bed.
Oh
well,
no, Moon Knight, that's too advanced. I wasn't thinking about
Oh
like where the viewer has
Yeah,
it like reacting to him. I'm talking about making a
it's all
video
making movies. Yeah,
like a movie.
oh, okay.
Yeah, where the
yeah,
person like sees the doll like reacting. They can't do anything to make her react differently. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
gonna be just a set movie. I mean, that's an
yeah.
interesting thought.
well,
See, you
the,
guys are
the
you're thinking
technology
about.
the technology is different. It's definitely here, and it's most of it is open source. It
Yeah.
is here.
well, eventually you're gonna have the beer goggle Oculus, where you're gonna be able to. If your wife went, let's say you're in your, I don't know, late 60s, 70s, and your wife's all wrinkly and shit. You could put your beer goggles on, and she'll look hot. And that'll be transformative. And she could do the same for you. She'll put the beer goggles on her on herself, and she'll look at you and be like, "Oh wow, you're a Chad," when you're really some wrinkly old fuck. But yeah, that's where it's heading towards, and it's exciting because it takes the power away from. Um, I don't like to say this. It takes the power away from women when it comes to the sexual desire of them using sex to kind of control you.
Not completely. Not completely. It won't replace it. It'll just be another option, right? Just like for movies, you can have animation, you can have computer generated CGI, and you can have real people, movies with real people. It'll just be another option, right? And I also think that congruent to what you're saying, we will have women will find a way to capitalize upon this, even if it's like celebrities that license their likeness to it. So if you want to fuck the hot chick of today, you can like AI generate her face onto this thing and jack off away. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing: the celebrities won't be shit 10 years from now, and celebrities are starting to lose their fame. Day by day, as there's so many independents out there with, YouTube and all these other forms of media besides Hollywood. And I think as far as the likeness of some celebrity, I don't think that's where the moneymaker is, because I think many men are just going to be like, hey, I'm gonna get what I want. I'm going to create my woman. She's going to be exactly the way I want her to look. Better than any celebrity or whatever I could compare it to. An interesting thing, one thing that maybe you could answer, Philistine, if you've ever dealt with AI or created anything with AI, or anyone out there who's listening, why is it that you could generate an image so easily, but AI can't seem to get spelling of text correct? Why is that? All right. Have you ever noticed that? It can never get spelling of anything correct, and anytime you want it to use text in like the image, like if you have a sign, like Ricky, do you recall?
I know why. It's because nobody knows how to fucking spell anymore, and AI only knows what's on the internet. Did I get it right?
Yes. That's part of it. That's part of it.
Thank you.
So the answer, the short answer is because humans aren't smart enough to program it yet. That you have to teach the AI that, hey, this thing is a letter. How do you do that? And also take into account, okay, what kind of font are you going to teach it how to read? There's hundreds of fonts out there, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense, because if you could take ChatGPT, they could snap text and they could understand text by just looking at it. They should be able to do the same.
You're talking about a technology called OCR technology, right? That's a different. I see where you're thinking, and that's because you're smart. You're a human being, right? But AI can't make that connection that you just made. Does that make sense?
I guess. Ricky, you remember last week I sent you a clip from this YouTube video. It was from 33 Secrets it was all in AI. It was a guy interviewing women on the street.
Right.
Right. I don't know if you watched that in its entirety.
Yeah, I did. I watched it. Yeah.
Okay. So if you noticed, if you looked at the signs in the background, they were all misspelled, or when they were carrying like the feminist signs, like feminism, everything is misspelled. I don't know if you noticed that. But
no, what I did notice was the randomly appearing and disappearing drinks and cigarettes.
Yes, like she'll smoke it, like she'll like taking a pit of the vape, and then it just disappears.
Yeah.
But I thought, even though you can tell eventually that was an AI, if we were never exposed to AI and we saw that, we would think it's real. Like, it looked pretty fucking convincing. If you're not really trained to really look carefully. But I thought it was pretty fucking amazing that there's AI as a guy interviewing women on the street, and it was just really red pilling.
Yeah, Captain Bob. I'm going to sleep now, fellas. I'm with my favorite girl, Synthetic Sally Suck You. Oh, the Synthetic Sally Suck You. That's my favorite model. She's a great doll.
Captain Bob.
Have a good night, Captain Bob. Okay, it was red pilling. Yeah, I know Paul was like, I hate AI. I hate that stupid video. And I watched it and I was like, it was a little tacky. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, the one that I sent?
Yeah, actually it was really tacky. But
of course it was.
It was like super, oh my God. Anyway, yeah, it was AI, of course. And a lot of people are using AI. AI is going to ruin the internet because basically nothing you look at is going to be believable anymore. Unfortunately, they're going to have to come up with a stamp. They're going to have to come up with a stamp on videos that says this has been screened and this is real and this is not. AI. What you're seeing is actually real and really happen. And that's sad because there's going to be people who are going to find a way around that badge, and it's going to be cat and mouse.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Mhm.
Captain Bomb, I'm going to sleep now, fellas. I'm with my here. Suck 'em silly. Oh, Sally, suck 'em silly. I took her out her little vacuum pump, and I hooked her up to the shop vac. She's going to suck the chrome off of me.
Good. Then you can get a circumcision afterwards too.
Succumcision Sally.
A circumcision.
Yeah. So there you go. You already got a lot of people using AI in combination with their doll, having a great time talking to their doll and stuff like that. But
Which reminds me, I need to borrow Hank B's VR porn set.
Uh-huh.
I just got to get. I was at the showroom last time I tried it, so I couldn't put my hand down my pants. But I want to have it in private so I could finally experience VR porn, and maybe I'll get myself. Yeah.
Have you? Oh yeah. You also have to disinfect it before you give it back to him.
If I come on my face or the headset, I don't know if it'll reach that, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do that, your right hand can never touch the headset. You have to remove it with your left hand only.
I hope Hank B is not listening to this because then he's going to change his mind.
Yeah. You can't go to the sink wearing it without risk of like hitting a wall or some shit.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Those things can be expensive.
I love it that Benji feels comfortable enough to share his perversions with the class.
Because you know why? I know there's a lot of other dudes that share the same perversions as I do. And if we all stick our dicks in rubber orifices, I don't think we're that saintly. Yeah, I think we're all fucking perverts, okay?
Damn. Who could believe tomorrow is Friday? Wow.
Yeah.
You got that Canelo fight? Canelo coming up Saturday?
Oh, it's 9/11. I just realized.
Today, I know everyone fucking forgot because of the.
Yeah, everybody forgot because you know why. Yeah, you know why.
You know why.
Oh. Are you talking about what happened yesterday?
No, I'm talking about what happened I'm not talking about what happened in North Carolina light rail. No, that's separate.
Oh, okay.
Separate. No, what happened yesterday, Ricky? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. Cool. So which one is this one? The RAD008 head.
I love that wig. That wig is fantastic.
Something about that, like purple eyes with like blonde hair, is just a really good look, you know?
Yep, that is a good look.
Mogami Nozomi. Oh, that's her, Mogami Nozomi. This is one of my favorite heads, actually. I don't know why she's not super popular anymore. I think there was a time where she was kind of popular. I remember when she kind of came out, which is like, I want to say like a year and a half ago or something. I mean, they still come out with new photo shoots for her and everything. But let's see, when was Mogami Nozomi released? I thought it was like a year and a half ago. Let's see. The earliest mention I can find of Mogami Nozomi was in April of 2024. Oh, maybe? No, February 2024.
Is she from a special specific fandom?
I don't think so. I think she's just a beautiful Elsa Babe girl. Huh. Let me see if I could go through this photo shoot really quick. There's a real cute photo shoot here on my email. Let me see if I could share that really quick. Show people that little photo shoot. This one is like a photo shoot called Cheshire Cat. See? So she's wearing her little maid outfit, and she's got this like gray and blue hair. So it's like gray with like blue little highlights. in a couple of strands here. See
It's
where?
like a French made type outfit thing.
Yeah, that made stuff that these guys go crazy for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now the wig, those strands part
Ooh,
of the wig, or
I
are they
like
like
that.
little inserts?
I think they're part of the wig.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I have a couple that are like that.
I mean, Elsa Babe does a lot of cool customized wigs that you can't get anywhere else, and they don't even sell them by themselves, right, Ricky? You have to buy the head.
Um, wait. So you're talking about like the wig they don't sell by themselves? Like I'm pretty sure we could get the wig by itself, but a lot of websites don't go through the trouble of listing the wigs individually.
Okay.
You know?
So it's just a matter of somebody like really liking a wig and then them coming and telling you like, "Hey, I like
Right.
this wig on this head. Could you get it?" It's like a
Yeah.
special order thing.
And those orders are kind of a nightmare to put together, and I think that's why people don't do it. It's kind of a pain in the ass to put those orders together because what'll happen is, like, let's say you were like, "Hey, Ricky, I want to buy this specific wig," right? And I'd be
Mhm.
like, "Okay, cool. Well, here's the price." And then you're not gonna like the price because a lot of the wigs are really expensive, right? So I'll be like, "Oh, this wig is $60," and you'll be like, "Oh, okay," and $10 shipping. Oh, okay. And I'm just saying, I'm guessing how much it
Yeah.
would be, right? I'm
So
guessing
that
that they're going to charge me a pretty good amount that costs more than a normal wig, and then I'm going to have to take it out of your ass. And then I'm going to say, hey, can you put this wig in customer so and so's box because it's coming to me anyway, and I want you to write Texas Moon Knight on it so that when it gets here, I know to send it to Texas Moon Knight. And then usually what'll happen is, because nothing ever goes the way you want it to. Like sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, hey, we accidentally put this wig in another box, and it's in this other one." Or we'll find out that it got put in another box, and we'll look at it and we'll be like, "Who the fuck is this for?" Because they didn't write Texas Moon Knight on it, or like it just might not get we might think it belongs to the other customer whose box it came with, and it might get sent to that customer because they didn't bother to write Texas Moon Knight on it, so we just thought it was a free wig that they threw in for the other customer whose box it wrote in with. Because it's such a pain in the ass to do these kinds of orders, that's why sometimes it's kind of hard to get people to respond to you. Like if you ask a vendor, hey, can I buy this specific wig or whatever, or can I buy this specific costume, that might be why they might not respond to you or be very interested in doing the transaction, because there's a lot of liability in it and there's just so little money to be made from it. It's like, hey, do you want to accept this like $60 liability to have a chance at making $20 or something? And a lot of people are like, no, I'm okay. Like, it's like this one guy who was asking me, "Hey, this one doll is like $1,200. Would you take 500 for it?" Right? And it's like, well, I don't know. It depends. Will you come mow my lawn for $5? It's an acre. No, I don't. I don't really want to do that. I'm not interested. Oh, really? But you can make some money. Like, come on, I'll give you $5. Like, you're not interested in it. Why? Because it's not worth your time. So I can badger you and ask you all day and be like, dude, please, like, this is the prettiest $5 in the world. Like, look at how nice this $5 bill looks. You're not going to be that interested in it because you know that it's going to cost like energy and time and gas, and it's just not worth it. Right. And that's why sometimes it's kind of hard to get some people to send accessories that are like really pretty, but just they create kind of a liability because it's not that we're not doing what we're supposed to. The problem comes in that the factory sometimes doesn't do what they're supposed to. And I mean, this even happens with really, really good brands, you know? Elsa Babe is really good. Elsa Babe is really good about, like, I talked to Steve, and Steve's really awesome about making sure that stuff gets done. But Steve isn't the only guy who works at his factories. Steve is just the manager. He's just the owner or whatever. He's at the top. There's going to be people underneath him who are going to do stupid stuff. There's people underneath everybody who does stupid stuff, and the owner's always going to look at it and be like, "What the fuck were you thinking? Why did you do that?" "I don't know. I made a mistake." "Well, I've never done that. I've never made that mistake." Well, but your employees are going to make that mistake. Your contractors are going to make that mistake. You know?
Okay. Yeah, I
Oh.
see where you're coming from.
I love this photo.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh yeah, it's turning me on.
How much more time do you need to get off?
Already done.
That's a
About
nice
another-
outfit. At least like the outfits that like they sell are getting better.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and this photo shoot's from February of last year.
Got more detail in them.
This is the earliest mention I could find of Mogami Nozomi, which is one of my favorite heads. And not even in this this configuration. The configuration I like is with a pink hair and like maroon wig, like a dark maroon wig. And there's a lot of different photo shoots that Elsa Babe has. It shows different eyes and different wigs with a lot of the different dolls. So there's different photo shoots you could look through and just say, "Hey, can I get this wig and this eyes in this photo shoot?" And sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. I was informed the other day that there was a doll. She's I don't know if it's Koizumi Nene or something. And this wig that they've had for a long time, they were saying, "Hey, we can't get that anymore." And I'm like, "Oh, that's sad." Because for the longest time, that doll came with this. Let me see. I don't know if this is Koizumi Nene or not. Let me see if I can bring this girl up really quick. Let me see if I could share this one. Here it is. This one here. This wig has been discontinued. So you can't get this one from Elsa Babe. This is for a 102 centimeter doll. This head also fits on the 90 centimeter for those people who are like, "Well, that could be 90 centimeter too." Yeah, this head does not come with this wig anymore. It starts off as gray, and then it branches off. In some parts, the gray will turn into like a dark pink or like a magenta kind of color, and some like, what kind of purple is that, you guys? I don't know.
Purple.
Violet,
Yeah, some kind of purple.
Barney purple.
Yeah, right. Like a darker lavender, maybe.
Yeah, it has some like blue in it too.
Yeah, they don't make that unique wig anymore. So now you got to choose a different one. I think it's Koizumi Nene. I could be wrong. All right. That's enough of that. All right. Now, we still got at least another 45 minutes to go, okay? So you have to bear with me here. I'm going to get back on the photo shoot. All right. There we go.
Oh my god, I thought she was in her wedding dress for a second. I was like, whoa.
No, she's taking pictures. She's got articulated fingers. We had a fan reel come in today that Terry and I were inspecting. It's for a guy that's going to come in and pick up the doll in person. You know what I'm talking about, Benji?
No, I don't.
Maybe
Oh, wait a second. Is that one of our good customers that has bought a lot of times from us? Okay,
He's
yes.
bought some expensive dolls, yeah.
Yes.
And his fan reel came in, and I was inspecting her with Scary Terry. She looks really good, but Scary Terry was kind of worried because she has like a looser skeleton. And she was like, "Oh man, I hope he ordered it with loose skeleton." And then we went to his order and we looked at it, and he did. He did order the loose skeleton. So we were like, "Oh, thank God."
Was it the loose? Just all the limbs were loose, or just like the upper part, or what was it?
Emmanuel Osorio, if you go to thedollchannel.com, you can browse the dolls. And you know what? Here's here's the page that we've been updating a lot. I'll get the page for you. It's the Elsa Babe 148 centimeter. Let's see. Actually, I want to get you the page that just says Elsa Babe. If you like these ones that I've been showing, you could go to the Elsa Babe page on our website and check them out. And right now we're updating the 148 centimeter Elsa Babe dolls. We're going to update the 125 centimeter Elsa Babe dolls next. I'm actually going to be looking at those options tonight to adjust the price and everything on those. Here is the link to the website. So it's thedollchannel.com, but let's look at this right here. This is thedollchannel.com/Elsa Babe dolls. And if you go there, you can check it out. He says, thank you, because now I'm in the oil fields. These are going to help a lot. You know, we actually have a really good customer that works in the oil fields. And when I first started out, there was a guy that he called me and he's like, hey, Ricky, I see you're in San Antonio. And at the time, we were the Dollhouse San Antonio. And he calls me and he goes, hey, I'm up here in Midland, Odessa area in Texas. I think it's like in central Texas. I could be wrong. Where is that? Is that north, guys? It's 5 hours from here. And San Antonio is pretty central. I think it might be north. Anyway.
It's probably like closer to Dallas, I think, like the Permian Basin around that area.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's north. I think it's probably north. But I drove 5 hours some direction. And he goes, I bought this doll. It was $3,000 when I bought it. I spent $3,000. And I was like, what? It is in the Permian Basin in West Texas. Okay. And he goes, if you come out here, he says, you can give me like, I think he said it was like $300 to $500 for the doll, right? And I was like, oh, cool. I like that. That's a good deal. So a doll that used to be $3,000, I'm going to drive over there. And I believe the doll he had bought was a 150 centimeter M cup TPE doll. It was at the time a very, very unique doll. It had like very, very, what is it called? Like very hourglass shape, super huge hips, and really nice watermelon boobs, right? And I made a video on this doll, and I had posted on YouTube. I don't know if they took it down or not, because at the time, I think I posted it naked, and YouTube doesn't like naked doll videos. It took down a lot of that stuff, and sadly, that's what they did. YouTube took down a lot of my stuff, but I went over there. It had a flight case, so I took my 1991 G30 Chevy box truck up there. And so when I went in there and I saw the doll, it was in great condition. This guy was in the oil field. He had several dolls, actually. He also ordered a 6YE from me, and we reviewed the 6YE. Actually, it might have been a different guy. Somebody had ordered a 6YE, and I reviewed a doll. And, damn, I can't remember if it's the same guy or not. It's driving me crazy. I think it was. But anyway, I got to review a 6YE and do a video on that. And I got to review this 150M cup and kind of show people how beautiful it was in real life, with a video, because video is really good for conveying how good something looks in real life. And it can even make it look larger than life, depending on what angles, Emmanuel Osorio, going in the 20. I'm also in Odessa. TPE is really good. Well, he says toe is really good, but I think he means TPE. I could be wrong. It's in the Great Plains of North San Antonio. I remember that was about 3 years ago. She looked really nice. I believe it was a blonde, right? You and Dollhouse Phil do God's work here, especially here in Odessa. A lot of 304s just want to exchange money. So you're in these man camps working with a bunch of other dudes. And, this guy, he had a wife, and he said, well, my wife doesn't know about my dolls. But he had several dolls where he was at. And I think he said the reason he was getting rid of that one is just because it was so heavy. And I remember even lifting one side of that flight case with that 150 centimeter M Cup doll in it, holy shit. I mean, playing with this doll is a young man's game. It is a heavy doll, that 150 M Cup girl. But it was a really beautiful doll. WM, they came out with a hell of a winner when they made that one. Let me see if I can find a picture of that one just so people can kind of see. I had a hard time finding it on my site. But I want people to see what I'm talking about. WM 150 centimeter M Cup sex doll. All right. And I see that there's quite a few different dolls here, but none of them look like the one that I'm looking for. Oh, here she is. On this really weird website. Okay. This one, madeinchina.com. Oh, boy. I wouldn't trust that, but let's see. No, it didn't even show up when I clicked on it. That sucks. I'll find you guys a picture here. But we have that all the time. So many people reach out and they have dolls that they're getting rid of, and they're like, hey, I'll get rid of this doll. You know, what can I get for this one? And then that's how we kind of end up with our used dolls, you know, because a lot of people just want to get rid of their used doll, or they just want to find her a new home. Sometimes this happens really quick after somebody gets the doll. Like I have one guy now, he has a, let me see, I believe. Let me look at what his name says here. All right. And I'm going to look up what model he got. I believe he got a 138 B Cup MLW, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm going to just verify that right now. This guy was very, very patient. MLW, when they made his doll, they made it with like some kind of weird modeling on the skin. Mottling, and it had like some weird skin coloration and stuff like that. And you know, he said, I don't like that coloration, tell him to remake it. So then they remade the doll, and then when they remade the doll, they made it and it looked good. He approved it, they sent it, and then when Chibaro was reviewing the doll, guess what happens? The wrist breaks.
Ooh.
What broke? Which broke?
The wrist broke.
Oh, the wrist broke.
Yeah, the wrist broke when Chibaro was trying to turn the wrist on it. And so, yeah, so I think what he did order, I'm just confirming this really quick, 138 centimeter B cup. I think it's full silicone too. And I believe that it's upgraded to have a sucking head and a sucking vagina. Yeah, I believe it has both of those.
The one I have?
Huh?
The one I have?
No.
Okay.
No, this guy still has it. Yeah, this guy still has it. Let me see if I could get like, oh no, that's not it. I'm just failing you guys left and right here. Anyway, yeah, it's a Haruki head. Yeah, it's a Haruki head. And it does have titties, so I'm assuming this is a 138 B cup. Really nice doll. Sucking vagina, sucking mouth, sucking oral. So I'm going to see what this guy will take, because as my point was that I was pointing to earlier, some guys get the doll and then like shortly after they have to get rid of the doll for some reason. I don't know why exactly that is. You would think, you know, people would be able to foresee when they were going to have a problem, but no, they don't. Sometimes people, they order dolls and then for one reason or another, they got to get rid of them right after they get them. And that kind of sucks, you know? I had a guy that ordered a Shiori like a week ago that canceled with me today. And I told him, I was like, dude, are you sure that you want to cancel? Like, you're going to lose 30% because of the restocking fee, because we already, you know, paid Doll Forever to build this doll. And now we got to tell him, no, you know, don't build it. And it just makes us look bad, you know? So he's like, well, there's no way to really avoid it. And the reason why is because I'm going to move, and where I'm going, I can't take the doll with me. So I don't know if he's moving back in with family or if he's moving with his girlfriend or what, but wherever he's moving, maybe in the military, who knows? He can't take the doll with him. So that kind of sucks. You know? Anyway. I've seen that before. So many times where people just weren't able to foresee that the doll was gonna not be able to be kept by themselves, and that kind of sucks.
I was just talking to a dude on Discord who ordered a doll, and his mom found out about it before he even got it because he like ordered it through Klarna.
Uh-huh.
And he hasn't even got it yet, and his mom's already like, "Nope, not in my fucking house.
That sucks.
Get rid of it."
I remember talking to that guy too, or like asking like what was his situation. He's like, "Yeah, I live at home." I'm like, "Oh fuck." Well,
yeah.
So I'll go
Time
sometimes.
to move out.
But is he a disabled guy that depends on his mom?
No, he's just
No?
like 18.
I know a disabled guy who he depends on his mom, and she will not let him have the doll, and I think that's horrible. I'm like, dude, if you're already a certain age, what, like, you're just at that point, you're using that person's disability against them. That's the way I view it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, how much does she have to help him, and would she have to help him? With
Yeah.
the doll?
Which
That's
would
true.
she have to clean it?
Yeah.
She would have to clean it. Good night, Emmanuel. You have a good night.
You can see her, like
That's a big ask.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah, that is.
Check out Irokebijin too. That's Irokebijin. They're really good anime dolls too. If you like anime, Emmanuel. Have a good night.
That rock gin.
Yeah. I rock and I roll a bajin.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Osorio. Well, I have seen the Angel Kiss 168 centimeter is gorgeous. I'm going to look forward to getting it soon. Yeah, the Angel Kiss dolls are really nice, girls. They're silicone. So WM is the TPE version of Angel Kiss, and Angel Kiss is the silicone version of WM. That's a simple way to look at it because they're both made by Jinsan. But in reality, Jinsan makes so many different brands. Like they're involved with making Galatia. They're also kind of involved with like Lusandi. Like WM promotes Lusandi to myself. They're all loosely related. Like maybe, for example, maybe Jinsan makes dolls for Galatia, but an owner, a part owner of WM has his own brand, Lusandi. So they're all kind of related in these little ways that you wouldn't know. And you're like, oh, no wonder WM or Angel Kiss seems kind of similar to Lusandi, but not quite the same. Because it's under the direction of one person for Lusandi and under the direction of another for Galatea, which I've been calling Galatia. Yeah, so different stuff. Revan R, what news on Celeste Doll Ricky? I don't know. What news is on Celeste Dolls today?
I can go check and let you guys know.
I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. I haven't really looked on there recently. Let's see. We got. I don't know. It's like always so difficult for me to find the latest shit. Iron Tech Doll Oriental Series, SGD Returns, Yearn Doll, and more. All right. Let's see how many of these. This is a pretty good looking doll. Iron Tech makes. Let's see. Iron Tech officially launched their Oriental series in the West. Previously, I covered their launch in Asia, which included heads A1 and A5, where the global launch begins with Lena A3 and Misaki A4 instead. A pretty smart decision to offer the series worldwide, because why not? It launches with an exclusive silk glow skin tone and vagina textures only for the Oriental series. There's also an improved hand joint and other features that I couldn't tell if they're new or just renamed. Huh. But this 153 centimeter with A3 head is a really nice looking doll. That's a really pretty girl. I could show her for people who are not on the podcast. You could kind of check her out. It's a really pretty head. Now, I cannot unclick this and then show you the other part, because then you're going to be able to see nudity. I know. A nipple. I don't want you guys to see a nipple.
Goodness, ass cheeks. Oh.
I know.
Yeah, Iron Tech has been impressing me lately. I must admit, they must have got some new leadership, because they've gone in yeah.
Whoever's was into those strong jaw lines must have
They got rid of them. Yeah, they got rid of them.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, huh?
They probably listened to us bitch about them 100 times.
Probably, probably. Probably. I have a love-hate relationship with Iron Tech. My only gripe with them is they need to make the necks thinner. They make the necks too thick in general. Not all of their sculpts, but most of their sculpts, the necks are too thick.
Bullzeeb, is the Rhino 750K for libido or ED? I think it's for both. And I'll tell you why, because like I tried it for ED and it works for ED. I'll say this. I didn't try the Rhino 750K. I'm saying I tried this other stuff we used to carry called Hard Honey, and I tried it for ED, and I noticed that it worked for ED and for libido. So I hope that makes sense. That I think that libido and ED are kind of tied together, but I understand that they're not exactly 100% tied together. They're not 100% for sure.
Look, like with all drugs, everybody's body's different. I tried the Hard Honey too. I liked it. It didn't make me more hard or anything, but what it did is it made me present better when I was soft. If that makes sense.
Oh, interesting. But I will tell you this, Bullzeeb, because the Rhino 750K wasn't selling so well, the stuff that we have in stock, what I told Paul was, like, for anybody who buys it, I throw in a second one for free. So if you buy one for I think it's like 15 or something, and it lasts for a week, if you buy one, you're going to get another one for free, just because I haven't been able to sell it as well as I thought I was going to be able to sell it. And I think that's kind of just because it's got unknowns. A lot of people are like, oh, what is this? Well, it's a gas station penis pill, and with gas station penis pills, like, you always try to do your research and find out what exactly it is and what's in it and stuff like that. But a lot of the times these gas station penis pills, just to be frank, a lot of people know that they're like this mixed bag of herbs, and it'll say
horny goat weed,
what's on there sometimes, right? Like horny goat weed, and there's another one that's in that Hard Honey stuff that we would sell that it worked really well. But then, as Benji brought to my attention one time, you always have controversies stuff in the news where they say, oh, this horny goat weed pill, Rhino 750K, is not supposed to have Viagra and Cialis in it, but we found that it does have Viagra and Cialis in there, right, Benji?
The FDA, there's a pill that you could get called Zen, Zen, and it comes in either gold or purple, and it costs. The local bodega or convenience store down the block from me sells it for, I think, $14 a pill, which is fucking expensive, right? And so I looked up in the FDA. I looked up online, and there was FDA warnings about how they did a lab test on those pills, and they found Cialis in it, which kind of makes sense because that's why it's that expensive, and that's how it's so effective.
Ricky, do you know how Cialis? I know they like that class of drugs. It was like originally like for the heart, but how does that make your dick hard?
That's a really good question, and I don't understand what class of drugs it falls under, but I'll tell you how Cialis kind of
It's
works.
like a vasodilator, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it works in that sense where it kind of just pumps the blood, everywhere faster or whatever.
You know what I was gonna say? The way that it kind of works, and this is the reason why a lot of guys like Cialis versus Viagra. Cialis is a type of drug where you take it only every few days. I think it could be like every 3 to 4 days. Like I'm gonna have to read up on this. But this is the way Cialis works. Like let's say it's good for like 3 days, right? You take Cialis, and then like after like about an hour or so, like maybe 30 minutes after, because this drug has to get into your bloodstream first when you swallow the pill, right?
Yeah.
The Cialis, what it does is it stays in your system for a longer time than Viagra. So it's like, from my understanding, it's like you don't have to time it as well as with Viagra, from what I understand.
So with Cialis, because I've taken it many times before,
Uh-huh.
you can take it in a low dose form, which is like just basically like a low milligram dose every day, even when you're not getting laid. But yeah, it does stay in your blood. If you take the full dosage pill, it will last for about 3 days. Doesn't mean you're going to be walking around with a boner, for 3 days. But if you, get a little excited, and you'll notice the second day it'll get a little weaker, and by the third day a little weaker and weaker, So you'll start to notice when it wears off. So, but yeah, I think it's less side effects than with Viagra, because Viagra is a lot faster and stronger. It's strong, but it goes away faster. It goes away within about maybe 6 to 8 hours or so.
Check this out, Benji. It says Cialis belongs to a class of drugs called phosphodiesterase 5 inhibitors. And it says the active ingredient in Cialis is tadalafil, which is similar to sildenafil, which is Viagra.
Right.
Now, listen to this. This is a really important part. I looked up the half-life of Cialis. The half-life of a drug is how long it takes your body to cut the dosage in half in your bloodstream. So, like, let's say you have 50 milligrams of Viagra going, well, let's say 100 milligrams of Viagra in your blood, okay? Let's make it simple. So, for people who are not, like, crazy about math. Let's say you have 100 milligrams of Viagra in your blood, right? And the half-life of Viagra is 4 hours. So if you have 100 milligrams of Viagra in your blood, after 4 hours, it's going to get cut in half, and you're only going to have 50 milligrams of Viagra in your blood, okay? And then after another 4 hours, so that's 8 hours after you initially took it, now you're only going to have 25 milligrams of Viagra in your blood. Well, what's really interesting about Cialis is the half-life is 17 hours. So that's why Cialis can be effective for up to 3 days after you take it, because the half-life is 17 hours. That's like almost a day. It's like 3/4 of a day, right? So it's pretty crazy when you think about that, when you think about it that way. What I think is cool about Cialis versus Viagra is that if you go on a date with a girl and you're like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna get laid tonight, but I'm not sure what time I'm gonna get laid," right? And that's the problem with Viagra, is that if you're gonna get laid and you're like, "Oh, okay, hold on, girl that I'm gonna possibly get laid with. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. after you have your dinner and your wine, or maybe you had drinks at the bar and things are going really good and you're about to go home. Hold on, let me go to the bathroom really quick. And they're like, oh, where's that pill? And it's like in your pocket rolling around with some pennies and shit. And you're like, oh, you grab your pill and then you throw it in your mouth and then you wash it down with some sink water from Lizanelli's pizza place or wherever the fuck you took her, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to go home. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And you like, let's say you had drinks at the bar, right? And then she's like, oh, you know what? I'm hungry now. And Tom Likas talks about this. He says, if a girl ever says that she wants to get food after you've had a really successful date at the bar together, you're not going to get laid. If she wants to go get food, he says, no girl's going to go home with hamburger breath and fuck you after the bar. That's what he said. And you know what? I found for the most part through my own experiments that this is very true. And I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, okay?
If she likes morning sex.
So this is with somebody that you don't know, by the way. This doesn't apply to somebody who like you already know. Can I get my Discord to shut the fuck up right now? Okay, can you all hear that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
I didn't know if that was me or you.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't me. Though. I was just waiting for Ricky to like say, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, Ricky, it's not me. It's not me. My shit's on mute.
Bullzeeb, if you want to buy 4, I'll give you 8. That's fine. Whatever you buy, I'll give you double. Okay. As long as you're not a scammer, I'm good for it.
And by the way, Ricky, that's why they came out with Sparks, which you could just put under your tongue and it'll work in 15 minutes. So they just have commercials for that, but I forgot you don't watch TV. Oh.
No, I don't.
Oh, Ricky,
and I don't take Zyn. I think that Zyn shit is crazy.
What if you take like 3 shots of bourbon to just like make your liver work and then take it so that way the half-life lowers?
Did you say take liquor to make your liver work?
Yes, so that it won't burn the other drug out.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like you distract your liver.
Yeah, so the half-life takes longer.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that like alcohol was gonna turn your liver into a superhero or something. Like I'm like, I don't think it's gonna do that. I think it's gonna make the other drug last longer. I think you're kind of right about that. I think it could like distract your liver. You know.
I said that because I'm on bourbon. So.
Yeah, good point. But you know, with Cialis, right? With Cialis, if you take that drug, the Cialis, you don't have to worry about the timing. You could take your Cialis before your date, and you don't have to worry about popping it in the bathroom or whatever, because that is going to last you a really long time. It's going to last you like 17 hours, you know, before it gets cut in half. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's really interesting when you look at those drugs, because they're technically in the same class of drugs, but tadalafil or the Cialis lasts so much longer because its half-life is 4 times as long. You know? I think that's pretty interesting stuff.
Yep. For the record, dolls will never make fun of your ED.
Oh, they won't?
Mine haven't, not yet.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Luckily, I haven't had that trouble. You know, my doll has never made fun of my erection, you know. But I did think it was funny, though, like, seeing this article, they were talking about how young guys are abusing hard honey, right? They're talking about guys that are like 20 or 21 years old, right? What they're doing is they're taking this hard honey.
There it is again, that noise, Ricky.
I'm telling them to shut the fuck up and stop calling me. Okay, sorry. Anyway, what do you call it? So they're taking this hard honey and shit, and people in the comment section were saying, why the hell does somebody who's 21 years old need to take an enhancement drug for their penis? Like, what the hell? Why are you taking that?
Why not? It's anxiety. If you have anxiety at any age, it's going to make you limp. Absolutely, it has nothing to do with age at all.
I don't know, man. When I was in my 20s, my dick was just hard all the time. It was fucking annoying. It's like, shit, you're hard again, motherfucker. And I like try to choke it. Like, I mean, I don't mean like jack off. I mean like squeeze it and shit. So like go down and shit.
Oh god.
Yeah. So,
Sorry, I overshared. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
oh, anyway. Anyway. Yeah, my friend, he was asking me about how does he join the live stream, and I was like asking if he wanted to be on the panel or if he wanted to just watch it. But anyway, I'll see what he says. I don't know if he's drunk or what. He's actually out of Northern Ireland, which I didn't even know Ireland and Northern Ireland were two separate countries. Did we talk about that before, Benji?
Wow.
It's not a separate country anymore.
He's definitely
it
drunk.
wasn't. Northern Ireland. I guess he's.
They're independent. They're
Do
not.
they
part
have
of the
their own
United
prime
Kingdom.
minister?
So are they different countries or not? Because you can't be kind of.
No, it's Ireland and Northern Ireland is not part of the United Kingdom.
It's like Scotland. Is Scotland a separate country from the UK? It's part of the UK.
Scotland got their independence,
Right.
but Ireland wanted to stay part of the United Kingdom, but a bunch of Northerners didn't want to, so they built a big wall and they open it a couple of times a day to let people through, but they close it at night.
Yeah, see, Slytherin, not everybody knows about this. See, like Benji thought Ireland and Northern Ireland are the same, and they're not. Like this guy from Northern Ireland, he constantly reminds me when I calls him Irish, he goes, "I'm not Irish." I was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "I'm from Northern Ireland," and he says they have two separate armies. Like they're not the same. Anyway,
Northern Ireland has the IRA,
what the hell's that?
the Irish
Texas.
Republican Army.
Oh, Texas?
No taxes.
Oh,
Different. I heard.
I thought you said, yeah, I thought you said Texas. I was like, what? Texas and Northern Ireland are a country together. Who was I? Yeah, anyway, I know I was talking to somebody about that. What do you call it? I was talking to somebody about that. All right. Let me add. Okay, so if you're okay, Raz, if you're okay with showing your face, then you could give me a thumbs up and I'll add you to the stage. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so that's a thumbs up, I'm assuming. Okay. I'll add you to the stage. All right. I want to welcome from Northern Ireland, which is not the same as Ireland. Raz. All right. Cool.
Am I on the panel?
Yeah, you're on the panel now.
You're on the bottom there.
The panel of justice.
Can you
Let's
see
go.
yourself?
Yeah, I can see myself. I can't see anyone else. I can just see a sex doll. That's it.
What are you drinking today?
Actually cider.
Cider?
Yeah, cider, and no, I'll not say it.
Is it like sweet or not?
It's 6.8%. It's quite strong. I don't drink cider, but it's nice.
Yeah, that's different from what you usually drink, right?
I'm not alcoholic. I'm just going through a hard time.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't
Ricky,
know.
Ricky,
There's no judgment here, dude. No judgment.
Ricky, she's still here. She's still hanging on.
Really?
That's 5 days on a driver with no liquids, food, anything. She's hard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm.
Whoa,
5
that's
days.
crazy. Yeah, hospice is, man, it's like a really rough experience, you know?
Yeah, we didn't. You don't want it to go this long, but it is.
I had.
And if you had seen Jean's mom, she's tiny, but she's the strongest woman you'll ever meet.
Dude, that's so crazy. I can't imagine that. Like 5 days
She
no water.
she's making it apparent now that she's hanging on. I don't know what for. We thought that her son from Wales came over. We thought that'd be it, because people hang on for certain people, but no, she's just hanging on and on.
That's pretty strong-willed.
Yeah.
I actually had my mom was working with this one girl. I think this girl was like her friend that she used to take care of or something. I think she took care of this woman, and then this woman's daughter got sick, and she got like some like neck throat cancer or something.
Yeah,
And
she's got thyroid, so that's like sort of throat.
it's thyroid.
Yeah, thyroid's in the throat. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Oh, and this thyroid. I'm sorry. This neck cancer or something that my mom's patient had. Well, she wasn't initially her patient, but what they asked, the doctors asked her. They said, "Hey, after a while, you're not going to be able to eat or drink anymore. Do you want us to install this like line to your stomach so we can feed and give you water to drink?"
That's what we call a driver. So they like inject morphine and but any aid you need through a driver. So it's like forced into your stomach, so you could be at peace when you're dying, basically.
Oh wow.
So normally, when you get put on a driver, it's morphine, and it's injected every hour instead of you physically giving them pain relief. But it normally, if you get put on that, it's normally 3 days, and she's going on 5. So
With no water.
she tiny sips of
Oh.
stuff, tiny sips.
Oh,
No,
let me ask you, are they doing that thing where they give you like a lot of morphine?
well, that's what the driver is. It injects it into your stomach automatically every like hour.
Uh-huh.
It'll just inject it straight into your system.
But it's not meant to OD or not?
No, it's just meant to keep you at peace and not in pain.
Oh. Oh, okay. Because when my grandpa had that what is it? Meningitis. He had bacterial meningitis and they gave him what do you call it? They gave him morphine, but they knew that it was an OD dose of morphine. So we knew he wasn't gonna be alive more than like an hour. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So they purposely put a lot more in so he would pass away.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, that's basically killing someone then.
Right. Yeah, they do it in the US still. I mean, that was in 2020 that they did that to my grandpa.
Yeah, but they don't call it like you know the way in, is it Sweden or Switzerland? It's like you can decide to kill yourself, but every other country it's like you're not allowed to. It's euthanasia.
Right.
So if your family thinks there's no way out, they can decide to end it. We can't do that here. We just keep our loved ones at peace and then inject them with morphine. Not enough to kill them, but to keep them at peace.
I think in Canada they might have that, right? Do y'all know?
I think it's Switzerland.
What's it called? What is it? I missed that last.
No,
It's
I'm saying,
euthanasia. Euthanasia. Where
yeah,
you
I'm
can
saying in Canada, can't you
legally kill yourself.
can't people choose to die in Canada?
Yeah, I think
I think they can. I think they can.
Yeah,
well, older
like it's
people.
encouraged once you like if you can't afford your medical bills, it's like they give it to you as like an option, like an opt out.
Oh, see, I heard you had to be able to afford it to take that option. I heard it was like cost a lot of money to be able
Yeah,
to.
that too.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a money thing too.
Well, listen, I'm not talking about Canada. I'm talking about Switzerland. I know in Switzerland, if you want to kill yourself, you need to be pretty well off to do it. As busted, like, but here I can't see anyone else apart from the sex doll.
Hmm. Yeah, let me see.
Oh,
Right here.
I can see Benji. I can see Benji.
Yeah, it's Benji
What's up,
and
Benji?
Slim.
What's up, Raz? Right? Raz or
Yeah,
Raz? Raz.
Resin Tez.
Okay.
But some
I can see
people,
Big Rick. Oh, he's a
yeah.
sexy one.
Thank you, thank you. You
Yeah.
know what, Raz? Some people they don't show their face just for like anonymity.
Oh, that's okay. I'm down for that.
Hey,
That's
he's
all.
proud. He's proud.
That's why I was asking you. Yeah, if you wanted to wear your Bane mask, you could
No,
wear it.
I don't show my face either.
Or if you want to wear a chicken hat on your face,
No, I can't find it.
Only like there's only like 6 people watching anyway, so you're good.
I don't get that one.
He's got a
Six
big
people.
fucking audience, man.
It's alright. I'm in the panel. I thought I heard Adrian, no. But Adrian's not going to be in this discussion.
no, he's not here.
Mm.
You're hilarious. That happened one time with Tezzy. I was doing a live stream and she said, "Oh, can I join?" And she joins and she's here in the live stream and she's watching and it's like just a bunch of guys talking about dolls and she's like, "Oh, that's disgusting. I didn't know that it was about that. I thought you were Fortnite streaming." I'm like, "No,
Oh,
I don't stream Fortnite."
Listen, I don't know. I can, if you send me a free sample, Ricky, I can talk about the dolls, but I'm all down. Like,
You can check it out.
I can check, yeah. I want to be your UK supplier.
what's your living situation? You're divorced, have a girlfriend, by yourself,
I
at home with
have
parents?
I have a fiance that I want to marry. I have my own child and her child that are best friends.
Uh-huh.
So that's the situation.
So you have a fiance, you said?
Yeah,
Okay. Does she live with you?
yeah, we live together.
Okay.
So
All right.
that was our discussion. We're currently watching her mother terminally ill and about to pass away. So that's what me and Ricky were talking about. It's just like hard to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it is definitely like until you go through it, you don't know what that person's going through. It just
But
sucks.
it's like I was with her. I met her 8 years ago.
Hmm.
2 years in, she lost her father. But before she lost her father, me and her father became best friends, and he said he died in peace because he knew I was with her. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now, 6 years later, she's losing her mother.
That's tough. That's tough.
And she keeps saying to me that she has no blood family left.
Mm.
Even though she's got me, Macy, my family, she has no like blood family left. So I've watched her lose both her parents basically,
Mm.
and I'm lucky enough to have both mine still alive.
Yeah.
But I watched my mother lose my nana and granda, and it was the hardest. It was the hardest thing I've ever watched.
It's tough.
It was tough. It's tough, but
So now you want to become a UK supplier.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get down to it. I will be a UK supplier.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
sure-
we've been talking about doing something like him doing inspections in the UK or something.
Uh-huh.
I get a warehouse, 100%, and I'll not inspect. My business partner will inspect them, and I'll just ship them out. I'll get you sorted.
So let me ask you this: if you had to ship a doll from Northern Ireland to London, what would that be? Would it be probably the same? Because that's what you got to find out. Because if that could be quite costly. I'm saying if you're shipping within, Ireland, it's probably not. But if you have to ship to,
But listen, we would offer a VIP shipment, which I would personally ship them over to London.
like, what do you mean personally? What are you going to fly it over?
I will personally deliver the product.
Don't you have to cross water to get to London?
Yeah,
No.
but I'll
What? You
fly it
do?
over. Fine, I'll do it.
What? Wait. I'm okay. Now I'm confused. Like, okay, I thought London and Northern Ireland were on the same island. Are they not?
No.
No, they're not connected.
Ricky,
No.
shut up. Ricky, shut up.
Dude, I need. Okay,
Ricky, look at a map. You have to look at a map
Oh
right
my.
now, and you'll see what I'm talking about. How is he going to deliver dolls personally to London from Ireland? Or is he going to fucking be Superman?
Ricky,
Fly-
I thought you were smarter than this.
Okay, I need to. Okay, no, I need to go back to geography school.
Yeah, go back to geography, please.
Okay, damn
Right,
it. I'm gonna look up a map.
Ireland, Northern Ireland, and then London, and then it's the same island.
It's at
Ricky,
least
go back
an hour
to
flight.
school. Go back to school.
Okay, it's not the same island.
It's not the same island.
It's like Hawaii. There's like a cluster of islands.
Yeah, there's a wee bit of water between us.
It's like a 40-minute to an hour flight from
That's
Dublin
Yeah,
to
it's
London.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
The school system failed me.
This is Ricky, I can't believe this.
That's
And
bullshit.
typical Americans, we don't know our geography except me.
Typical American. Yeah, apart from
Fucking
you know your
Yanks.
shit.
Fucking Yanks.
You know what? You have to take an hour to fly from Northern Ireland to England. I missed the part where that's my problem. How does that apply to me, and how's that going to help?
There's a wee bit of water in between.
And there's
It's all good.
There's a little pond in between.
It doesn't matter. I'll still personally deliver them.
Deliver personally.
Yeah.
He's got the fucking Irish superpowers.
Oh, not ours. Not ours.
Interesting. Oh wow.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm not ours.
So I missed a little bit of the live stream. I hear a lot of my feedback when I'm talking to you, but I was gonna ask. So, do you own a doll or you don't, or what's the story? I didn't hear that part.
Why is it doing that?
I don't own a doll, but I'm waiting for Ricky to send me one as a tester for my business partner.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm not a doll guy. I'm sorry. Ricky got me into this channel because I'm his friend. So unfortunately I don't own one. But they look good. Yeah.
Would your fiance allow you to have one?
I don't think so. Definitely not. That's why I would be the best distributor, because I give them a business partner to test out. I don't have to get into the dolls. But yeah, UK.
I think what's happening is because Revan R was asking about the echoing. I think I think when we talk, it's going through his phone because he's using his phone, and his phone's microphone is picking up.
Yeah, it's better now. Okay, yeah, it's better now. I don't hear the feedback.
So I should buy a doll, then. I should buy a doll.
I think you should at least get something that you could hide from your fiance. But I think a lot of
are they not like human sized? I can't hide that shit.
Yeah, they are. They're human size.
Yeah, I can't hide that shit.
Well, you could get a scaled down one that's legal, but actually no, you probably can't in Ireland. I don't think they allow.
You're talking about the. Oh no.
You're right, Benji. In the UK, and this is what we talk about all the time, is that in the UK and Australia, their laws are so strict. You can't even send something that looks like a Barbie to the UK.
Yeah. If a Barbie has an orifice in it, you can't send it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's like to do with if it looks young.
I guess, but
Okay.
whatever. They're a little bit paranoid. But the thing is that what I find a little interesting is that a lot of men think that their spouses are not going to be cool with a doll, and a lot of the times they're very surprised that some of their spouses are cool with it.
Mm.
Because when you put it like, say, do you rather have me, I don't know, cheat, or or we could bring her in for like a threesome. And I notice a lot of couples that don't want to, you know, mess around with real women, like to bring in for a threesome, they'll choose to get a doll instead.
Yeah.
So
Mm, I don't know if
yeah, she probably won't be done with that. Wait till menopause hits, then ask.
I. It's like me and my partner have. We've both been. We spent all our lives with the wrong people, and then we found each other. So you could say like it's a. I don't know if you believe in fate or whatever, but
Yeah.
we have a child each, and I met her after meeting evil fucking girlfriends that couldn't contemplate that I had a relationship or a child with someone else. I met her, and I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, we're we're happy.
What are you like? Are you in your? You look like about 34, 35. How old are you?
I'm 40,
Oh shit, you're.
41. I'm
Oh my
41.
god. Okay, I thought you were younger. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, I'm 41.
All right. So yeah, you're the same age as Slytherin.
Benji, how old do I look?
About 52. And you're the
That's pretty
youngest.
good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like 52. Nice.
At least you have a full head of hair.
52. Dude, that's funny though, Benji. One of my friends came
Yeah.
up to me and he's like, you want to bowl in the over like 50 plus bowling tournament with us? And I was like, yeah.
Damn.
You
Ricky,
know,
I
Ricky,
know you're good at bowling, like, but not 50 plus. What? You're in the 30 plus.
Yeah, I'm like
Ricky,
38. But he
you
thought I
could
could
move.
he thought I
In
was in
the,
my 50s.
here,
Fuck
you can
all
just
you
sneak in and still
motherfuckers.
win
All you
it
fuckers
anyway.
on the
You want to
panel.
join our
Fuck all you
senior team?
motherfuckers.
The senior team. That's
You
all
could
right.
move to the 55 plus RV communities if you wanted to in Florida or Arizona. No problem. 55
Oh
plus
yeah.
communities, man. They won't question you.
Dude,
That's
I'm ready to retire.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, just get you like a Star of David necklace, and you'll just look like any of the other, like, older
Yeah,
Jews
retired
walking
Jews.
around Florida.
Yeah. I was like those old retired New Yorkers that moved to Florida. I fucking never moved to Florida. Fuck that peninsula. Fuck that jungle. I don't want that heat. I don't want the hurricanes. I like Ron DeSantis, but I don't like the rest of Florida.
You know what? I do not mind New York. New York doesn't bother me. Nothing about New York really bothers me. The only thing that bothers me about New York is the small place that you get for the money you pay. That's what really bothers me
Oh, of
about it.
course, that's overpriced. Obviously, that's the biggest complaint anyone would have. Is it's very fucking priced. But if you actually think about it, Anchorage, Alaska, Barrow, Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska, they are just as expensive as New York City. That's very true. They're if not more expensive, and that's
Right.
Alaska.
So I'm gonna ask. Right. Okay. So Ricky, you thought we were in the same country, but so Jane's brother comes from Wales. So he has to travel over to Northern Ireland, right? And it
Mhm.
costs him £150 for one flight.
Okay.
But I heard in America, like the in flights for the like traveling from different parts of America were quite cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, like a little flight like that, I'm sure in the United States you could get for under $100.
Yeah,
Um,
so if you went from Texas to Alabama,
But not all the time though. A lot of
yeah,
flights here are like 100 to 200 for a flight like that.
smaller cities tend to be more expensive because they're less traveled
Yeah,
to.
because they're less. Yeah, they're less.
Right.
Yeah.
But even you can get flights for probably like a few $100 from direct from New York to Dublin. But you
But I looked up because Ricky's brother was talking about coming over to Belfast next year,
yeah.
and it was five £560 for a flight from Texas to Northern Ireland, which I thought was pretty good.
And that 560 pounds comes out to about $800,
Yeah,
$900, something like that.
Round trip.
nah, I think that
Oh
was,
yeah, that's
was it round trip? I think it was one way.
yeah, one way. That's
Look at this,
everybody-
guys.
He's getting
Look at this
phone.
shit. I thought it was all like a block, like just a cookie.
Oh, look,
All
Ricky's
together.
gonna finally find it. There's Northern Ireland and there's London over there.
I'm learning. Look, I'm learning, guys.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah. Did you know that it looked like this? I didn't know it was all fucked up like this.
of course, I look at maps all the time.
Yeah.
When
And
did
Wales is separate too.
Like,
when did this happen? Did this happen like when the fire god got angry and separated?
yep. Yeah, that's gonna happen. It'll split up.
What the heck?
Ricky, 200 years is a long time in America, but
Hold on. Why is it all different color? Why is Northern Ireland orange?
Yeah, it's weird. And you got Scotland yellow and Wales is
Yeah.
red.
And then
Um,
Ireland's gray.
Where is Hogwarts on this map?
from London, if you go the distance from the island of the UK, from the bottom of England to the top of Scotland, is around 600 miles.
Oh shit, that's fucking Brownsville to Dallas.
Brian
No,
says
that ain't shit.
That's crazy. But I don't know if this is the statement I heard. It's the same distance, right, to travel from the top of America to the bottom of America than it would be to travel from the closest point of America to the UK.
Say that again. That didn't
From the
quite.
tip of Maine to the tip of Florida would be the same distance.
So the furthest part of America to the lowest part of America is the same distance or more than it would be to travel from the closest part of America to the UK.
The closest part of where?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I believe that.
Oh, Europe. You said Europe.
I
Yeah.
looked it up and it was actually it was like
Well, from Florida all the way to Maine is about 2,200 miles, I believe, or 2,500 miles. Well, that's the longest part of the coast, is the East Coast. But yeah, so I'm saying mainland America is about the same size of Europe, almost. Even when you combine all of Scandinavia, UK, Ireland all together, it all fit into America.
that's
Yeah,
no, I know it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, he's talking about like driving from the top to America top bottom is longer than going from the closest part of America to England.
UK.
Or I mean, UK.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, with UK is only it's like 600 miles.
Yeah, it's not that far from like
Yeah,
Maine,
that's
right?
crazy.
Yeah, it's not that far. Yeah. Yeah, you don't think about that. It's like, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think it's like I've been to the only place I've been to Florida.
Oh yeah,
I've been to Orlando when I was younger.
Disney. Yeah.
I'm well traveled. I've been to China. I was in China in 2018.
Well, the large. Go ahead.
Sorry, and like now China's basically going to go to war with everyone. So I was like, what the fuck?
The highest mountain in the UK is Ben Nevis.
Yeah,
And
Ben Nevis.
4,400 feet, and it's in Scotland. And
This guy knows his shit.
yeah, and I'll tell you this is that it's interesting because 4,400 feet is not that high at all. However, the base of it starts pretty much close to sea level.
Oh, he's got facts. He's got facts.
So you experience a lot of different climate zones when you reach the top of Ben Nevis, which is going to be at least 25, 30 degrees colder than the base. And yeah, even summertime's nice and cool. But if I could ever go to Ben Nevis, if I ever go to the UK, I would go to Ben Nevis and do the hike.
That's because can I tell you an interesting fact about my uncle?
Yeah.
He climbed K2 and lost his toes from frostbite.
What year?
What year?
Yeah, in K2. Did he climb K2? Was it 20 years ago? 30 years ago?
It was probably like 20 years ago.
Shit.
At least 20 years ago.
He must have paid like $50,000 to do it because to climb those expeditions are expensive as fuck. Climbing Everest.
He paid by his toes because he lost his fucking toes.
Yeah. And he also probably lost 50 grand with that too. But it was worth it.
No.
No, man. Toes are important.
Yeah. Pay by toes.
We make fun of that shit, but that's a big deal losing a toe.
You got to balance. That's very difficult to walk without toes.
Yeah, you can't walk. You can't walk probably for a long time without toes.
Shit.
It throws your balance. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's dangerous, man. Climbing K2, 28,000 feet. Oh, more than that. You know, you can't.
But that's what he done. He was a orienteer. He was like he traveled the world, climbing mountains and shit, and then he lost his toes in fucking K3.
Shit.
At least he didn't lose his life. You know what I mean?
He must have had his own business or something to have the money to do that.
No, he didn't. He didn't have the money. He just had the passion to do it.
Oh shit! Well.
So maybe he didn't pay. Maybe he didn't pay for the expedition. Maybe he's like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go on myself."
He could have done it. I'm saying you gotta have all that equipment and everything. You gotta have guys.
Listen, he paid with his toes at the end of the day, right? He lost his toes.
Benji, maybe he got out of his car and he's like, "I got my water bottle. I got my gloves."
Yeah, he was one of the guys that didn't need this fucking money. He just went and done it and then lost his toes.
He's like, "I got my trail mix," and then he just went.
Wow.
He towed the line.
If you ever go to the UK, Ricky, check out the Scotland Highlands.
I'm sorry, I'm on bourbon. I
That
apologize.
was good. No, he towed the line. I thought it was a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Where's K2? I'm gonna go climb K2. Where's K2? I'm gonna go climb it.
Nepal.
He paid the price.
Or China. No, K2's in Pakistan. I'm sorry. You have Nepal, which is Mount Everest, where the Himalayas are. You have K2, which is close to it, probably bordering China, Pakistan area.
No, I'm scared of heights. I'm not going.
It's interesting. They do have a Mount Everest base camp tour where you climb, you hike to the base of Everest, which is like 17,000 feet, I think.
He's done it. No, but he done Everest before that. The Everest was no big deal for him.
Yeah, but it's only like 100 feet higher than K2. And
Just walk the stairs of the Burj Khalifa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All them stairs. No, fuck that shit.
You mean in the United Arab Emirates?
Yeah, like could you imagine walking those fucking stairs?
Did you see the series where the girl and the fella done all that shit?
I didn't see that. I saw the base jumping from the.
They climbed all these buildings across the world together, and it was like climbed right up to the top when they weren't open, and they climbed like cranes around the world and stuff like that.
Okay, so I see. They climbed.
It was a beautiful relationship, but it was like.
Yeah.
It ended up. You've heard about all these. What the fuck do you call them? Like urban fucking something.
Urban like scaling when you're jumping up off
and
the
they just
shit
climbed
and
down, snuck through when they're being built, and then climbed up, and it's pretty cool. It's on Netflix.
I saw one where some guy climbed a crane, was on top of some skyscraper in Manhattan. He climbed to the top of the crane. That looks very scary.
That's cool as fuck, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that's some crazy shit there.
Really quick, I want to answer this. Bolzeeb, anything interesting happening at Piper lately? I haven't heard anything interesting from them. Let me ping them and ask them if they have any new developments or dolls coming out.
Yes, new dolls. We need new dolls.
What Piper needs to do is like a smaller bust.
Really?
Yeah, if they could do.
I
By the
told-
way, oh, go ahead.
Dude, I told him a long time ago, Benji, that if they make that 140 centimeter aerial with a flat chest or really small breast, that it would be very good, like a really good seller. But they never did it.
Mm. Yeah.
Because they already have a big titty version of it, and most people don't like medium titty. Most people either
I like small. I like small teddies.
people either want the small, like little tiny titties, like itty bitty titties, or the big old titties.
Which reminds me of a customer just received his 148 Tayu. I think it was A cup or B cup. I forgot which. It's the flat one, basically. And he was very, very impressed with it, considering that Tayu was able to send it to him within. They were able to finish production within 3 weeks. And this guy is a experienced doll hobbyist, and he was blown away by his Tayu. As a matter of fact, Slytherin, I think you inspected it. His
Yeah,
Tayu.
they're like Ferraris. Like they're on another level. Like you don't like really think about it until you have one in front of you and like you can feel it and like the difference between like just how soft their silicone is, how detailed like body painting are, like just the level of detail and realism in them, and plus like how light they are. Like they're on another level. Like they're years ahead of everybody else.
The love hole placement, but a 148. This is what I think, because Star Perry has a similar, maybe not as flat, but it also has a 148 B cup. That body size, for some reason, seems to be the best for weight reduction. Like it's perfect for it. You
Which
really
one?
feel the difference. What are we looking at here?
Benji, which one's the best for weight reduction?
I think the 148 A or B cup is the best body sculpt for weight reduction if you're going to go with the silicone in order to get the foam core in it. So yeah, that's what I think, because if you go for, let's say, a 163 D cup that has weight reduction, yeah, it's going to be lighter than if it didn't, but you're not going to really feel that difference unless you have a much thinner body sculpt.
Yeah. I got you. Interesting.
I concur.
So, anyway, all right. I asked them to see if they came out with any new Piper. Hey, I'm sorry, guys, for all of that buzzing and popping and shit going on. I know it's not fun to listen to.
You know what you could do, Raz? Put it when you're not talking. Put it on mute, because we could hear all the feedback coming from the phone. I don't know if you could do that. All right.
I'll just leave.
No. You don't have to leave. Just put it on mute when you're not talking, so we don't hear all the feedback when we're talking.
But what feedback are you hearing?
It's got to be coming from him. It's not coming from anyone else.
It's definitely not me.
Really? Put it on. See if you can put it on mute. It's a little microphone symbol on the bottom. See if you can find it. Let's see.
I'll just leave. It might be me.
No, it's okay. Okay, look, hold on. Let me try to mute you. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the feedback to come through. Feedback. Okay.
No feedback.
Look,
No feedback. Wait.
No? I thought I did hear some.
You didn't mute him, though.
I know. I'm going to mute him now. Let me see. All right, cool. Let's see if any of that feedback continues. I don't think it is. Hold on. Let me make a loud noise. Hey! No.
Hey.
Yeah, so it is his.
Yeah.
Of course. I didn't think it wasn't, but still. Were you able to find that? Were you able to find that mute button, Raz, or no?
I think he's taking a piss.
It should be on the bottom. It should be on the very bottom.
Yeah. On the very bottom, on the left. On the very bottom on the left, Raz, there's a microphone symbol.
I just see a sex doll if I go to the. I didn't download the app. I just got this. Well, if I. Oh, hold on. Stop, Mike.
It's like he's just walking around on bubble wrap.
Yeah, it did sound like that. Okay, Felix Wankel, Ricky, do you do layaway or payment plans on dolls? Yes, we do that. For in-stock dolls, what we do is we usually, whatever payment people put down, they have to. I think, what do we normally do for the
60
payment?
or 70% or something like that for in stock, but you can't be canceling that shit because then you fuck up other people who want to buy that. So if you're gonna buy that in stock and you're gonna do you got to put down a lot more than just half.
Usually, when people reserve it in stock, I think what I usually do is I ask them to pay 30 or 40% down, but I ask them to do it with Cash App or Zelle for the first payment. That way, if they back out of it, they can't back charge on it.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Better, yeah.
And then if they want to pay the remaining 60 or 70% on credit card, that's fine. Because the Cash App or Zelle, sending money by Cash App or Zelle, they're going to have skin in the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, do the charge back.
And I tell people, like, for the in-stock dolls, I want you to try and pay it off in a month if you can, if it's in stock. Now, for the custom dolls, it's a lot less pressure for you to pay it quicker. If you're going to order a custom doll and you want to do a layaway plan or a payment plan, the way it works with the layaway or like for a custom doll is that with that payment plan, it's more flexible. You could put down whatever you want. If you want to put down 100 or whatever, you want to put down 200 and take forever, you put down money. And eventually, whenever you pay off 70% of the doll, I will order the doll and get her started on being built. And then, like, let's say it's $1,000 doll. Well, once you paid off $700, however long it takes you to do that, then once you pay that 70% of what the doll costs retail, then I'll order her from the manufacturer. And then when that doll is completed, you're going to have paid off the rest of what that doll costs if you want me to send her directly to you from the factory. Let's say you're like, hey, Ricky, I need more time. I don't have the other 300 right now. My transmission went out, or I bought a new puppy because my girlfriend was going to leave me if I didn't, or something like that, right? And you need more time, then that's fine. Then what you're going to be forced to do is you're going to be forced to pay for the inspection service. And what that means is, like, let's say it's normal medium-sized doll. Let's say it's like $100, right? That $100 is going to get tacked on to the 300 that you owe, because now you're going to have to buy the inspection service. And that's basically just for me to store the doll until you're ready to pay her off and receive her. I hope that makes sense. Because if you don't pay her off completely, I'm not going to send her to you if you don't pay her off completely. So basically, you're going to be forced to pay the inspection service so that I can hold her until you're ready to pay her off and receive her. Okay? Now, I got another really cool question here from Bulzeeb. This is a very interesting question. Nobody's ever asked me this before. What's the best doll height, in your opinion, for multiple positions in one session? Wow. That really is going to depend on your height, and it's also going to depend on how strong you are. Like, let's just say that you're 5'9" and you're pretty strong, but you're not like a bodybuilder or power lifter, right? Then we're probably talking about something like 125 to 140, but probably more like a 130 to 150. And the reason why I say that is when we say multiple positions, like one of the positions that I really like is like stand bent over on the edge of the bed. Like you can put the doll's forearms leaning on the bed, and then she's standing and she's bent over and her forearms are on the bed. That's one position. You can also do doggy style, which doggy style is kind of self-explanatory. You're both on the bed. She's doggy style, and you're banging her from behind. And then you can also do like the doll on top. If you're gonna do a doll on top sort of situation, I'll have to make a video on this. I think this would be a really good video for me to make for you guys, and I would love to see the critique that comes from this one. This is one that I think is really fun, where you put the doll on top of you, and then you can kind of like grab her by the forearms. It works better and is safer, I think, if the doll's silicone, to kind of grab her from the forearms, and then you can like buck up into the doll and like make the doll sort of ride you. Now, that one is much less commonly done than missionary, which is probably the most common position that people do. Just because missionary is so easy to set the doll up in, and with doggy style, it takes a little bit more planning. With doggy style, you're going to want to bend those knees at like 90% or 90-degree angle. You're going to bend the knees at 90-degree angle. You're going to put the feet pointed down like a ballerina. It's about to stand on her toes. And then you're going to want to have the arms in this position, right? And you can't see my arms, I'm sorry. Like this, they're going to be 90 degrees. They're going to go straight out like this, and then the hands are going to be up towards the sky like that.
Ricky, you're getting jacked, you motherfucker.
Thank you.
Holy shit, dude.
But I weigh a lot now, so now I'm on a diet. I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to lose some weight. I was looking at that. I weigh 260 now, Philistine, so it's time to get on a diet. I'm going to eat whatever that dog's eating, low-calorie food or something, high protein. So next thing we're going to do, right, we're going to arch her back. We're going to arch her back on that doll, and she's going to have her arms up like this, right, like the way I said, 90 degrees. She's going to be arched back, and that way you can get in from behind. And then you're just going to, the doll's on her back in that position, you're going to reach one arm around her stomach and just flip her over. You know what I mean? Flip her over. Chucky Doll says, jacked arms, no ass. Oh, Scary Terry. I don't know. She might disagree with you on that. Let's see. Yeah, I think the reason why you say that is because you didn't get to see my ass right, Chucky Doll. That is not true. That is we pride ourselves on me having an ass. All right. Let's go back. Let's look at this doll's ass instead. That's what people really want to see. So if you're talking about versatility, Bulzeeb, for a doll that you can do in multiple positions, if I had to pick a doll that I wanted to do all those positions in, then I would say like 140. One thing you might have to do, though, because the 140 might be short for a lot of guys to be in the standing bent over position. One thing that 140 might need is something underneath her feet to make her higher off the ground so that you could get in. Because if you don't have that, like if you don't have that thing making her a little bit taller, right, then what's going to happen is, let's go do this. Let's do this. Okay. If you have the doll and you're trying to like fuck her, right, and she's like low to the ground, you're going to be having to like squat down like this. And you're going to be like, oh, I'm trying to get in. And you're like, oh, my hips don't move like that, right? But if she's higher off the ground, now you're going to be able to just stand upright and just bang that doll like that, right? So it makes a difference. If you're like, I don't need the standing bent over position, Ricky, well, then I would recommend that you go with something like a 130, 135. But you want something kind of like to stand, 150 is going to be better for standing. If you want something that you're going to have riding, something like a 130, 135, which is a little bit shorter, that can ride you easier because you're not going to be banging her standing up. That's going to be better, you know? So it depends not only on your height, but also on the doll's height. Because the taller the doll is, the heavier the doll is going to be, as a general rule. Chucky Doll, Elsa babes have long legs. Their crotch is about as high as your ding dong. About about how tall are you, Chucky Doll? Fenwick C. Ricky, why am I having trouble connecting the Doll Factory Photos site? Right now, Doll Factory Photos is temporarily deactivated because I'm transferring ownership of it, and I'm transferring ownership of it to somebody that I trust a lot. So whoever's going to buy from Doll Factory Photos in the future is not going to be buying directly from me because I will no longer have ownership of the site. But I trust these three people to run Doll Factory Photos, and they're going to have control of the site and the ability to sell dolls through Doll Factory
I
Photos.
will personally kick their 3 asses if they do not run the site correctly. All right.
Yeah, Benji's going to be there. Slytherin's going to make sure that it's run properly as well. So those guys are they're gonna make sure that you guys get what you need, and they're also gonna have my guidance. The only thing, and I want to make this really clear, that Doll Factory Photos is not gonna be run by me, but that doesn't mean that it's not gonna be run by responsible individuals. It's gonna be run by very responsible, experienced people. You know, Slytherin and Benji are very experienced, and also the reason that I have to transfer ownership of Doll Factory Photos to somebody, and why I chose them, the reason I have to transfer ownership is because in Texas I can no longer run a site that has dolls that could be considered young or childlike. So any dolls that get sold through that site are not going to benefit me in any way. So to be clear, if anybody was like, "Oh, government, Ricky, he's still selling small dolls. Look, the small dolls are still on his site." No, that's not my site anymore. And also, any money that goes through that site, I'm not going to touch, and I'm not going to see any of that money. So therefore, it's not me promoting childlike dolls in Texas. And I'm careful with how I talk because, like I said, I've lost my freedom of speech. I can't promote childlike dolls, which of course violates the right to freedom of speech. But like I said, I believe that these laws will be, if contested, I believe that they will be overturned and those laws will be nullified. But we just have to wait until that day. Somebody has to get in trouble for it first, and they have to make the argument that it's unconstitutional because it is. When they started coming out with these laws banning the ownership of childlike dolls, one thing that they struggled with when they made those laws, one thing that they struggled with is the fact that they are unconstitutional. So I know some of the concepts they were toying around with was saying that they were trying to make the law to say you cannot import a childlike doll, right? So that means there's no way to get it into the state. So they can't say that you can't own it because that's unconstitutional, but they could say that you can import it. Now, I know a lot of people right now are thinking, that's not true, Ricky. That's not true. They did make the law to say that you cannot possess it. I agree with you. They did make the law to say that you cannot possess it, but that's unconstitutional. And you can argue that it's unconstitutional because it violates your right to freedom of expression. But the way that they get around that is basically they try to say the dolls are obscene, but that can be argued in court. All these laws can be argued in court, right? And it just takes for somebody to run into the law and get in trouble first before they argue. Kind of like what Larry Flint went through with Hustler.
Right.
And all this, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. And he had to go to court to argue. And eventually, like Paul has pointed out, he didn't win the first time, but he had to go back and he had to be persistent and appeal. And eventually he won the right to do what he wanted to do. Chucky doll, they're in your private home. How can they be obscene? Exactly. I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, How can something be obscene if nobody sees it?
Well, if they classify the small dolls as CP, which they haven't really, all right, and that's because they technically can't,
Hmm.
because it doesn't make sense. But that's what they're trying to do, or they're trying to like. That's the whole intention or the whole basis of the law, that it's owning one is like owning CP.
Well, that's what SB20 would be more like that.
Right.
Um, SB20 says like if you own any caricature or model or figure or cartoon or video of something that portrays a minor sexually,
Mm.
you know, and that's why anime is under threat, or people are scared, about SB20 in the anime community, because I think that they said that Texas anime companies, these anime companies, a lot of them are in Texas. Moon Knight, do you know anything about Funimation, or is that what it's called?
Funimation is gone. It got absorbed into Crunchyroll. So you have
Fuck
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Look at this. It says Funimation Studios. It says so when I go to Google
Mhm,
and I search for Funimation Studios, let's see. It says Coppell, Texas.
mhm.
So Crunchyroll LLC, 3501 Olympus Boulevard, Suite 400 in Coppell, Texas. So this is
Yeah.
why people are worried, because they're like, this like Crunchyroll is out of Texas, so if it's illegal to portray minors sexually, and a lot of these anime characters are in high school, and they do any sexy shit, that might mean Crunchyroll might have to censor what it's allowed to show us, and we don't like censorship.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of censor erase some of the original stuff because, like, sometimes whenever you'll see like characters that like doing the whole hot springs episode where they go and like they're bathing in the hot springs, you'll notice that a lot of the girls will have like they'll have their towel on, or when they take it off, there's like a little well
Hmm.
positioned wisp of steam that covers
Hmm.
them, like covers their nipples, but you still see like the cleavage area.
Hmm.
But yeah, even though, like you said, since some of the characters might be like high school age, I don't know if they would get around that. But I mean, it's gonna take a while for us to even see what SB20 is gonna do to Crunchyroll, seeing that they're one of the like big anime people in the US. Other ones are just like um Netflix, because they have their own stuff. Netflix, Hulu. So I mean, there's
Okay.
other places to see anime, but Crunchyroll is just one of the big
Uh,
ones.
I just thought of something that just came to mind right now, which makes complete sense, Ricky. And folks, listen up and let me know if you agree. If this law were to be taken seriously,
Hmm.
all right, if this was supposed to be like a big time thing, like they want people to know about it, how come it wasn't on the news? It wasn't on your local news, okay? Or it wasn't on your, if it was something that you would have had like something about it from Houston or Dallas, or regarding this law, if they want to really let the people know about it to take seriously, okay? That's what I'm thinking. Usually you would see articles about it in the newspaper. You would have it on the 11 o'clock local news.
I
They
did see it though, Benji. I read in some places in Texas news, like one of them, they did like this thing where they're all like, "Oh, childlike dolls are illegal in Texas," and it's like, finally, right? Like, how was this not already a thing?
Wait, was that
Texas,
was it online? What website? And
yeah.
was it at the end? Was it front page? Like, if it's something that is like really big news, like usually there would be more about it. It wouldn't just be like a little, whatever.
It was big enough for me to find it. I mean, I wasn't like, I wouldn't say I was specifically looking for that article. I was just searching for HB 1443.
Here's the thing. Let's just say that because this in itself would be some sort of newsworthy story, and if they were serious about this law, right? they would have it like they would show, for instance, the anime convention, and they would interview like different people and say, "Oh, how is this going to affect the anime industry or whatever?" Like there would be more news to it than there would. There's something that's really odd, and like
Now,
yeah,
to ask the question is the answer, right? They keep it on the down low just for that express reason, to keep it out of the limelight, especially in a time when people are paying attention to other things, right?
Yep.
People doing like going to a 9 to 5, the last thing they think about is fucking dolls and shit. And I didn't hear about. I'm into dolls, and I wouldn't know about that law if I wasn't like talking to you guys.
okay. When they were passing the law about
Right.
with the porn ID verification, that was news. That made local news. Okay, why?
Yeah,
why
but more people pay attention to porn than they do dolls.
but this is not just dolls. It's also the anime stuff. More people pay attention to anime than they pay attention to dolls.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's my point. Is that why wasn't there any big story about it? And it doesn't have to be a gigantic story, but a good piece, like a good story that would have a lot of different news outlets would have found and would have like attached themselves to, and they would have picked up the story, and it would have been, there would have been more about it, not the dolls but the anime, and there wasn't, and that's what I'm very curious about, and that's a big question, because I think you really, if they really wanted to make themselves known for this law, they really wanted to like enforce it, it would be newsworthy, and it just
No,
doesn't.
they don't want people interfering. They don't want
Yeah.
people interfering. They want to
Because
pass these things in little star chambers where nobody, like when we saw, it's like I'm going to keep going back to that. When we saw that one video when that dude like pushed the thing, the anti-doll bill, there were 6 people in that fucking room. That's what they want. They don't want people. They don't want this shit known. They want to do this stuff in the shadows.
Yeah, behind our backs, like are tucked into another fucking bill.
I didn't see that video. Was that was in Austin?
Yeah, it was
That was the
that I
state.
want to
That
punch.
was the state.
Yeah, it's that dude with that face that you just want to punch.
Yeah,
are you
Nate,
sure
it's-
it was the right hearing? It wasn't in front of the whole fucking Senate or
yeah,
Yeah, it was. It
from the
was, but
Senate.
there's nobody there. It was like a WNBA game.
without
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
So you know what's interesting, Ricky? this is another question to actually ask the attorney, is about how these laws are passed and why is it that it's only a committee of 6 people, and like really what's going on? I'm just really curious about how, what's their motive in this, and that'd be a good question, the motive, to really understand what.
Let me offer my unique point of view that might clear up all your questions.
Yeah.
How many people in Congress do you think were like even thinking anime could be affected when they were making a law about AI child pornography?
None of them.
None of them, right? So that's my point, is that anime just got ensnared in this like law. It got like ensnared in this law on accident, because while they were up there saying, hey, have you guys heard of AI child pornography? And they're like, oh no, I haven't heard of that. Yeah, it's this new thing. Like there's these guys and they use AI and they use it to simulate minors having sexual like events, right? And they're like, oh my God, that's horrible. And is AI child prawn like really a big thing right now? In my opinion, no, it's not. I bet you it's like dolls. I bet you that there's probably less people that even know that exists than there are people who know that dolls exist, right?
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong, but not a lot of people know that AI child prawn exists. It does. And it's very like, it's like animated, and it looks basically like how, you know how people do that deep fakes stuff?
Yeah.
It doesn't look exactly like that. It's more like a CGI, but they have CGI child prawn, and basically these senators, Congress people, whatever, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it illegal and crush it in Texas before it becomes big. And what they did was they set out with SB 20, hey, let's ban AI child prawn. But what they weren't thinking about was anime. And what happened was somebody in anime found out about this bill, and then it got big because of YouTube and other social media. Hey guys, did you know that like this bill could like potentially in its scope include anime? Because a lot of anime characters are under 18. Why are they trying to ban anime? It's not that they're trying to ban anime, it's that they're trying to ban AI child prawn. And a lot of people who enjoy anime characters are just worried because they're like, well, this really vague language that they use, which is on purpose, they do it vague on purpose for more than one reason. And one of the reasons that people point out that's very, very valid is that they make it vague so that it's subject to interpretation. So let's say somebody gets like caught with AI prawn, and it has, let's say that they find lots of videos on this guy's hard drive of AI prawn, and a lot of them look like they could be 16, they could be 18, right? We don't know. Okay, we don't know what age they are because they're not real people. It's a victimless crime, like Benji points out. There's no victims with AI child prawn. Okay, there's not. They're not real people. They're made up people. They're simulation CGI people. Right? Depictions. So let's say that you get this guy and he's got all these like questionable like jailbait looking characters that could be 18, but we're not sure if they're 18 or not. And let's say that he also has been doing something that they don't like, but they can't bust them for it. Or maybe it's a small amount of marijuana. And they're like, dude, we really want to get this guy. This guy, we suspect that he's been trafficking weed and like distributing to like all these other guys. And he's like a kingpin marijuana head of Texas guy, right? But we can't catch him, right? We just can't catch him, right? For this drug related charge. This is similar to Al Capone, right? We can't catch him in the deed of doing all this other bullshit. But you know what we can get him for? We can get him for this AI child prawn. Let's charge him with this, and let's hope that he doesn't have enough money to defend himself, and let's make a shitty lawyer, and let's lock him away for this, right? Or maybe he's a prior sex offender, and maybe he really is a bad guy. Maybe he's a prior sex offender, and like let's say that he has this jailbait child prawn on his computer, and they can't catch him in the act of harming an actual child, but they're pretty damn sure he's harming real children and trafficking real children. They could use SB 20 to lock him up for having AI child prawn on his computer. But SB 20 is gonna, that people are worried that anime is gonna get caught in the crossfire of SB 20.
Wow. Yeah. I guess that answers it to a certain extent.
Uh-huh.
But it comes from some sort of organization or something that actually brings up the issue to their attention. Someone is either writing letters or on behalf of whatever organization to maybe protect the children or whatever there is. Who knows? I'm just curious, like, where the influence is coming from and the motivation and why it's so DL. And then we have our theories, but the only person that would really know is someone that understands how this whole thing works. And this is it's not like a system that anyone understands unless you've kind of been through it. So I don't know. When it comes to passing laws on the state level,
I think that lawyer told us a lot of what's going on, Benji. I mean, when I talked to him, he was saying these guys are crazy. Like, they're trying to take away all of this progress that's been made. Now, whether you agree with abortion and gay marriage, like progress, okay, this is the point that he's trying to make, though. He's trying to say look, they took away abortion, right? They reversed Roe versus Wade, and now they're gonna try and take away gay marriage again. And then when you look at that, like a lot of people again are gonna be like, oh, abortion's like good. Now women will be held accountable for who they sleep with. Okay, it doesn't matter what you feel about that, right? How about gay marriage? Oh, well, I'm not gay. That doesn't affect me. So who gives a fuck about that, right? But then the next thing he said was, but now they're also making it to where they're trying to make it to where they could just go in your home for whatever reason. Like they don't have to come up with probable cause like they used to for going into your house and going through your shit. Like, oh, well, now all of a sudden everybody cares about that, right? Like nobody wants to get in trouble for something like I said, like a few grams of weed, or oh, this guy's got some mushrooms, or a few tabs of acid, right? This guy is doing some stuff like he's got a firearm that's not registered, something like that, right? Do you want people going through your home just whenever, like for whatever reason, without probable cause? Like, no, nobody wants that. Nobody wants a police in their home,
Yeah.
right? But he's saying that's the type of stuff they're trying to do. They're trying to reverse our rights and basically just break down the Constitution a little bit at a time. And it comes with laws like this, where they say, "Hey, let's do something nobody really cares about." Like I've been saying the whole time, right? Let's take away something nobody really cares about, like childlike dolls. See if anybody gives a shit or if anybody does anything. And then if we get away with that, let's see if we could take away all dolls, and let's see what they do about that. And let's take away AI waifus. Let's take away freedom of speech and the right to own shit a little at a time, and see if people even really know what the First Amendment is about. Because more and more kids can't even like read and write anymore. So how are they going to know what the First Amendment is?
So Ricky, back in 2020, when you were launched the site and you started, or it was either 2021 when you started selling the small dolls, because I know you didn't start right away. And you were researching what the legality was for this, right? And I don't know how you did it, and looking to see which state is cool, which state isn't.
Oh, they were all cool with it. When I started, they were all cool with it. Philistine, what were you going to say?
I was just agreeing with you. It wasn't 2019-18. It wasn't really that dolls weren't really that big of a deal. It wasn't on the zeitgeist's radar.
2018, you mean? You said 1918, I think.
Did I? I don't know, dude.
I started late. I started in late 2018, but the business didn't really ramp up till 2019.
So, but the small dolls came in what year?
I don't know. Like when they banned them, maybe
No.
like
When you started selling them.
Oh,
when he got popular, that's when they paid attention.
Probably late 2019.
Oh, so you started selling the small dolls in 2019.
Probably late 2019, early 2020. I'm guessing.
Okay, and I'm sure you were looking into the legality of it. So there were.
I knew they were legal, and that was my research.
But you had, I recall the states. You had a list of states. Maybe that was later in 2020.
No, they weren't illegal until like 2021 or 2022.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, I thought, if they're all legal, then what can I get in trouble for? Everybody else is selling them. They're just selling them like from China, but there was no laws at the time when I started,
And then you started having Florida, then Kentucky, then freaking Wisconsin, or I don't know what's Wisconsin.
Well, initially it was supposed to be Florida, Tennessee, and Kentucky, but then they told me that the Kentucky one actually didn't pass until years later, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Now, I was also aware that there were some states that tried to ban childlike dolls but weren't successful. Some of those states are Indiana, Indiana, also Louisiana, also New Jersey, and there's a couple of other ones. I thought it was very strange that Indiana didn't do it because I saw an article, a video where they were like, yeah, coming this whatever, Governor blah, blah, blah is expected to sign the doll, which will ban childlike dolls in Indiana. And I was like, what? Are they banned in Indiana? And then I looked it up, and guess what? They revised the law to say something else, and then it never made it to the governor's desk, and he never signed it. Isn't that crazy?
So, yeah. So, huh. Well, there's something interesting I was going to say about that. Just the thought just slipped.
Yeah.
But the states. So there was just a few states that started. It was. I'm just interested, like how this all of a sudden just came about, and it must have been that
I think
maybe.
it was COVID.
Well, the small dolls. Look, these dolls have been around for around 20 years.
Yeah, but they got popular during COVID
They were.
because people like me, like the lockdown, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
2 years no pussy, right? And that's kind of sort of
Right. That's when they got
that's
popular.
when I got into it, right?
That's
Yeah.
what I get that. I get that. But they've been around. You've got guys that are veterans from 2017, 2016. I'm
Yep.
saying, so you've been able to purchase them online for quite a while.
Right.
So as far as the small dolls were concerned, it must have all of a sudden like hit the market where it was just brought to their attention and they found out. Like, how would they even think about it? So like something must have happened where all of a sudden, they started introducing the smaller dolls that, kind of brought it to their attention. Maybe that was.
No, I think that these smaller dolls go back longer than we think they do because, when I was talking to Doll Forever about this model that DXES was selling, which was the 128 Molly. Oh, it was the 128 Sandra, which is what I named the DXES one back when I was selling them. Doll Forever told me, "Oh, that's our doll." DXES 128 Sandra was a copy of our doll, the 128 Molly. And then they also had the SE doll 128 Molly, which was kind of shameless because they took the exact same name and named it the SE doll 128 Molly, and it was a copy of the Doll Forever doll that Ines had told me that they designed. Now, these smaller dolls, the way that I kind of ran across them was searching across dolls online. I saw that I was selling WM, and at the time it was Z1 doll. It became Sino doll, and then I was selling like other brands that Phil sells, like Piper, Doll Forever, Dollhouse 168. These sort of like dolls that they were kind of nice little doll designs for the time. But over time, like these silicone dolls started to get higher and higher standards. And now you have some dolls that are just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And back then, it was more like dolls that were just kind of good enough. I don't know if you guys can remember some of the faces they came out
They
with back
sucked.
then.
They sucked.
10
10 years ago, they sucked.
No, you're right.
Plastic,
I'm saying,
it's hard. The faces, relative to today, weren't that realistic. They had wire fingers. They sucked.
dude, the
Yeah.
wire fingers, even now with this
Non-standing
silicone, it's ridiculous. Not only that sticky, shitty TPE that was so tacky. Remember
Yeah.
those days? Remember those fucking days, guys?
Yes.
Now when you feel that to touch that STP, it's like the fucking powder is already caked into the skin almost.
Yep.
That's funny. And I got Felix Wankel says I could listen to Ricky talk all day. That's a really big compliment. Thank you.
What about me?
I really appreciate that. Oh, Benji, I have a question for you.
Yo,
On a scale from 1 to 10, how high are you right now?
7.
Okay. All right. I was just checking.
Okay, yeah, 7.
Okay, because I knew you were kind of high.
They're kicking in.
Because you're saying some things that I'm like, that doesn't quite make a lot of sense. Like, And what I mean by that is when you were saying like, wait, but how come we didn't see any big news articles about it? You know, if you look and see how many laws Texas passed during this session, it will blow your mind. Like, there's no way all of the laws would make their way into a news article. You know what I mean? Okay, but that was my point. Look at this. It says in this AI overview on Google. Let's see, how many bills, right? How many of those bills do you think got passed, you guys, in this last session? It says Texas passed hundreds of new laws during its 89th legislative session, with the governor signing over 1,100 bills, and over 800 of these are now in effect as of September 1st, 2025. So some of these laws cover significant reforms in education, such as the school cell phone ban, which I think is good, and the elimination of DEI programs, as well as changes to property taxes, bail policies, and restrictions on foreign real estate ownership. Interesting. I didn't know Texas did that.
You know, I thought all schools banned cell
Constitution is a
phones.
mess.
What, Benji?
I thought all schools banned cell phones for students.
No, I don't
That
think
would
so.
probably be on a district by district basis. I think it sounds like they're making it a statewide prohibition.
Like, so, like, you're telling me like students could use like their cell phone during class and like fucking text people and shit while they're.
Oh, I'm sure they couldn't, but
They
the thing
did.
it wasn't codified. I think that's what he's saying.
They were doing it, but now it's against the law. It doesn't mean people aren't still going to break the law, but it's a law now.
Fuck them Gen Zers.
Dude, they don't need phones. They need to detox from their phones when they're in school. They have all day to be on their stupid phones, and some kids now don't even have homework anymore.
Yep, that's true.
How are you supposed to learn without homework, dude? You don't learn in class. Give me a break. Revenar, kids need to return using pigeons for messaging. I'm just saying they need to have a little bit of hardship. If you go through life and everything's fine and perfect and you never experience any hardship, you'll never get good at anything.
They don't realize how easy they have it.
No, they don't. A lot of these 18 to 25-year-olds or whatever, they're driving like new vehicles or parents like get them a vehicle or whatever. And I'm like, dude, when I was 19, I was driving this 91 F-150 and it was breaking down every other time I got in, the son of a bitch. And it's good because it teaches you to learn how to fix stuff, you know, or to like look and see, oh, why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? You know, maybe I should check the battery terminals once every 5 years because they're rusted or they're like corroded or something, you know. It doesn't hurt to look under the hood of the vehicle, and changing the oil is a good idea, right? Some people don't know that. They think you just drive a car infinitely without changing the oil, and then they find out one day you can't do that.
Yep.
It does happen. All right, Chucky Doll. Kids used to message each other on pagers using the school's payphones. Really?
I never got into fucking pay. I thought pagers were retarded even back then.
Yeah, pagers are silly. My mom used to have one for her nursing.
I used to have one. I was a teenager with a pager.
I heard they're making a comeback.
For what?
Yeah.
Doctors?
Pagers.
Dude, the only people that had pagers were like doctors, hookers, and drug dealers.
I mean,
And me.
what do you need pagers for if it's just a text?
Well, I've seen that like they're saying that like a lot of like the Gen Alpha are trying to like you know, like go away from their phones. They're like going back to like low tech shit.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
older video,
Okay.
older technology.
Okay, I can see that. I
Like
can respect that.
VHS tapes.
Yeah, like my daughter, she has a record collection.
Oh,
Nice.
it's like antique. It's like when we were growing up in the early '90s or so, as like young adolescents or so. And I don't know whatever Philistine. I know it's different, but I'm talking to Slytherin.
Yeah.
So it's like I was gonna say we were like always intrigued and fascinated by the shit from the 1950s, right?
Yeah.
So like a
I
30 to 40 year difference, you know,
I get it. I can see that.
which is like considered like 90s shit is in 80s and 90s considered vintage now.
Who's seen that article where they talk about how the original iPods and iPod Shuffle and iPods that don't connect to the internet, that aren't part of the iPhone, that those things are collector's items now, and people are collecting those iPods because it allows them to listen to music without their phone interrupting them during a run. Has anyone ever seen that or heard about that?
No, but my first cousin, he's a Magic card, Yu-Gi-Oh card like dealer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he just flipped a bunch of cards, and
Mm-hmm.
like I was just like, dude, I could never get into that shit when I was a kid. I was like laughed at the kids that were into that shit. I was like, can't get into that. It's too complicated.
I'm jealous of people who know how much that stuff is worth, because that seems like a cool business to like buy them and flip the cards, you know?
Yeah, but you gotta be fast with that shit. Like one card, like if a new set comes out, you have to be on that opening boosters and like doing all that stuff to get the chase cards. After you do that, you have to sell it as soon as possible because those cards are either being used for tournament play, which after so many months they're gonna reprint or do another printing of a brand new series, and that card is either gonna be banned from a tournament or it's going to be able to be like defeated very easily. So that's the only thing. It's like faster than the stock market.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a lot of work, man. Fuck that.
I didn't think that would be I don't know. I didn't think that would be a thing. Like it would be defeated really easily. Like how does that happen? You're saying like they come out with another card that like trumps that one easily or something, or what?
Yeah, just to keep the player balance in check because you can have somebody who will then
Mm-hmm.
put a bunch of money to buy or get a bunch of boosters. He gets this like a good card, and then he could then use that card in his like deck or whatever he's doing to play against another character. And then from there, they're like, okay, well, this one card is really broken, especially when you pair it with this card and these old cards from like two editions ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you would then have to find a way to like make it fair, not break the card, but just make it to where okay, this card is not going to be like uh, it won't be able to like take down opponents a lot more easier.
Yeah, they nerf it basically.
Yeah, they have to do a physical nerf instead of like how like whenever we're playing online and you're like, oh, this gun doesn't like fire as it used to, or this stick doesn't do
Mm-hmm.
the right damage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that. They nerf it to make sure it's still playable, but sometimes players will use old cards that like if you read into it, like some of the text like for Magic, I don't know too
Mm-hmm.
much about Magic, but like some of the old Magic cards, you can chain them with some of the newer ones, and basically like you'll be able to make that new card still have a decent amount of power.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna ask about Magic. I was gonna ask like I wonder if Magic's the same way, where they like come out with cards and then they ban them for the tournament. You know?
Oh yeah, every TCG card game that's out there, they do the same thing. Like this for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, any type of card game, they you can only play certain. There are certain cards that are on the ban list.
Revinar says the MTG channel. I don't know what is MTG.
Oh, Midtown Gaming.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I want to know Revinar. What's MTG? Fenwick C. I just wanted to add to the how long have these childlike dolls been around? The Trotla Company was founded in 2006 by Shin Takaki and has been selling childlike sex dolls for almost 20
Nope.
years. Oh man, I never would have guessed that. He said the MTG channel stands for Magic the Gathering.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, I didn't play Magic. Now, if you want to talk Warhammer, oh, okay, we'll talk Warhammer.
That is funny.
Paul might even jump on.
But yeah, that's interesting though. You know, I was gonna say, I bet you childlike sex dolls have been around since the actual dolls themselves have been around. Just because, like, you know, they came out and then they said, well, why don't we make something that looks younger or whatever, you know? So it just seemed to me like something that would have been around a long time. I was talking to Mizuwali in China, and he was saying that this guy who made mannequins decided that he ventured off and he made the first sex doll from a mannequin, and it was a real basic design, and people went crazy from it, and that's kind of the legend of how the sex doll was born, you know? And it's true that, you know, they had those Dutch wives that are made of straw and stuff like that, but I don't think anybody was fucking a doll made out of straw back then. So,
Oh, yes, they were. Yeah, they were.
well, they were. Do you think they were lubing up that straw?
Yeah, those were long ship voyages. You've been on the ship for like 6 months and shit.
Oh
that
yeah,
straw starts looking good.
Give it to me, straw woman.
Yeah,
that straw
probably had like a freaking removable vagina made out of a sheep's bladder.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
Yeah, removable sheep's vagina.
Yeah, or it's like the not vagina, but it's like the bladder of an animal, and then they would just use some sort of lard as lubrication. They probably use that. That's like their primitive, like straw doll thing, or they would just get a bunch
and
of
that's
cotton.
where STDs came from.
You could only use it for so many times until the like the bladder would just deteriorate and just rot away.
Yeah, just warm it up in the stove, you know.
And he said, I need another one. And then they would go on the, what is it? They would go on their Morse code and they would send out a message. Oh, this is me sending a message to the Dutch Wife channel. I need to order a new sheep bladder.
Or the more reasonable thing is they probably just got a bunch of like material that was very soft, like silk, and then just again use some sort of lard material as a lubrication, since the silk is more softer to the touch.
Ew.
Yeah.
But then you could season your little silk sock. Like the more you use it, and the more you like came in it, the softer and more like defeated it got.
I'm pretty sure they did.
That was disgusting, Ricky.
Because not knowing how like bacterial like stuff can easily get in through the urethra over time. I'm pretty sure they just seasoned it and just kept on using it.
I wouldn't try it. I'm sorry, I would not try that Dutch wives thing. I couldn't do it. I would be too scared of a piece of straw going into my pee hole. All right, Chucky Doll. People don't believe me, but my grandfather in Vietnam, they were given catalogs, and he had a smaller sex doll he had with him, and he brought it home. He ordered it there. That's cool.
Chucky, I believe you.
He said my grandmother tried to throw it away, and he would go get it and hide it. And when he passed not long after from Agent Orange, she found it in the basement.
Oh, that's
you know,
that was like his Wilson.
Yes, exactly.
That's crazy. That reminds me of this one customer. I'm not sure if I talked about him, but he was a guy who worked on the railroad, and he was the one who introduced me to Doll XES. And I called him, and I called him the other day because I hadn't talked to him in like, I want to say like a year and a half or something. And I felt bad because I called him and I was like, hey, is, you know, whoever there? And, you know, I said, you know, is he there? Like, is Brock there? Whatever, right? And they're like, Brock, who's what? And then he's like, wait. And he like passes the phone to this woman, and I'm like, hello. And she's like, who are you looking for? And I was like, hey, is Brock there? I changed the name, right? Is Brock there? And she's like, oh no, how do you know him? And I was like, well, this was his phone number. And, you know, I was just looking for him because I haven't talked to him in a long time. And she says, oh no, I don't know him. And I said, well, are you in, I think it was like, oh, Ohio? And she's like, yes. She's like, my brother um, got this phone number 6 months ago. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I said, I'm kind of worried because I think he might have passed away and maybe he's not here with us anymore. And I felt like, oh my God, I felt so bad because I was like, this guy, he had been talking to me and he said, I would like you to come up here to Ohio and get these dolls because I have a lot of young looking dolls. And when I die, I don't want people to see that I have these young dolls. Now, the thing that I was like kind of curious about was why did he care? Because so many people, I guess, so many people in his community had like done him wrong, and he kind of seemed like one of those lone wolf type of people that was just kind of done with the world. Oh, this lady, I tried to help her out, and I gave her money, and I was just trying to be a good person, and she said she was going to pay me back, and she didn't pay me back. She made up some excuse about blah blah blah. And he didn't have like any family or anybody there that he was like friends with. He was just kind of on his own, and he kind of just had the dolls. He would listen to the channel and like call me every now and then. One of those lonely older guys. And when I called and he didn't answer, I was like, "Oh man, dude! Like, I bet you he's dead now." And I was like, I just felt this like horrible guilt. Like, fuck. I didn't know he was gonna die like so quick, I guess, but I guess I should have thought to call him a little bit sooner because he was talking about it, and I'm like, who really talks about their death, like, unless they're like, I don't know, planning to die, right? You know. It was kind of whacked out because he wanted me to go over there and like ship all the dolls out and then like sell them and just kind of get rid of them. But it was not going to be an easy journey because he didn't live near an airport. And so it wasn't like, oh, hey, I live right next to the airport. It was more like, oh, yeah, I live like an hour and a half from the airport and all these dolls don't have boxes. And like, can you somehow find a way to pack them up and ship them out of there? And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, that seems like kind of a task. Felix Wankel, any doll cards? I think they sent me like some doll cards. I think it was Iron Tech who sent me doll cards.
Which reminds me, we need to come out with a doll channel calendar.
Now's the time to start working on it.
Yeah, maybe we could do a fundraiser. We could do a fundraiser, Ricky. $100 for a calendar.
Well, we can look and see what options we have. We also have a lot of really great pictures. Like Chucky doll, Slytherin, and Chucky doll and Slytherin. They've taken some really good pictures. And there's some other really good people in the community who have published some really beautiful pictures. And we can try and see and ask them if we can use those dolls for the calendar. Hatsune Miku 0196. Hello, Hatsune Miku. Good to see you here. Have you seen the channel before, Hatsune Miku?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It's funny because I look at these new names that have come through here, and I'm just like, oh, this is cool. I think this is a good sign. Like Bullzeeb. I've never seen Bullzeeb's name before that I can remember. So Bullzeeb, seeing Hatsune Miku in here as well. Another person that I saw earlier, it was like a female name. Remember it came in like earlier? Like we got Jonathan Furman. I don't remember seeing Jonathan Furman before. He may have been here before. But this one, Crystal Chrissy doll. I can't say I remember Crystal Chrissy doll. Does anybody remember that name?
Nope. What's a new one?
Didn't ring a bell.
Right? So seeing these new people, Emmanuel Osorio, like I don't remember Emmanuel. Like that's pretty cool. That's like 5 new names in one live stream. So seeing all those new, huh?
What was that other guy? Fenric C. Has he been here before?
Oh, Fenwick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Fenwick's been here a few times. Yeah, yeah, I've seen Fenwick before. And Felix Wankel. He was here last time.
Winkle.
But yeah, these new people coming in, that's kind of cool, you know? It kind of makes me think that more people are starting to watch the channel. And even though when I go to YouTube and I go to my biggest channel, which is the doll channel on YouTube, when I go on there and I see how many people it's losing every month, because remember, this channel is like 27,000. Is it 27,000 or 28,000? It's like a crazy amount of subscribers that I had, right? It's losing. Let's see how many subscribers that big ass channel's losing every month. Hold on. It's losing. Oh, no, that's not the right one. My new doll channel one it has 3 new subscribers, so it's at 8,267. The one I'm looking for is the Sex Doll Channel 2, which used to have 37,000. So every month, the Sex Doll Channel 2 is losing 69 people. Okay, 69, that's a good number. Everyone. I'm not new here, actually. I've been inactive for a while. Are you the Hatsune Miku that used to be on our Discord? That used to be on the panel?
Our Hatsune that we got a doll for?
Yeah, are you our Hatsune?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our Hatsune. Okay, rock on.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Cool.
I could send you invite if you want to join, or maybe you can join next time. I still have you. It says that you're playing Grand Theft Auto. I think that's you. You know how like when you go on people's Discord and it looks like they've been playing the same game like for weeks on end because it never changes. I send you an invite if you wanted to join, but if not, you can always do it some other time. But today would be cool. Fat ass Katie doll. Hatsune Miku deadlifted the fat ass Katie doll out of the box. Damn.
Wow.
A feat of strength. They should like have the fat ass Katie doll in the strongman competition so people can like recreate that. Like deadlift the fat ass Katie doll out of the box. That's a pretty doll, that the fat ass Katie. Made by JY. So they have some lookalikes. Like AF doll has a lookalike 161, I think 161 centimeter. And we always wondered, like, is that the same one? Is that the same doll? Because the 161 AF and the 162 JY have a very similar body. So I think they might be the same mold, but just copied by JY or copied by AF, or maybe just passed around, you know, like in one of those sex parties you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, passed around, but not everybody gets action.
Yeah. Wow, Ricky. Wow, you were talking for like about 20 minutes straight with no pause, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How do you
Nice.
still got your voice?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Practice.
You all could talk now.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's fine if you want to talk. I'm just saying, how do you do it with your voice? I would need to pause, for a little bit every few minutes at least.
I know, but the you know what? The silence is painful to me. I don't like
you gotta ask a question though. You gotta pose something for us to respond.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to fill it with your voice. That would wake us up and we would be participating. That's how you host the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still learning.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to teach you something then.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to fucking run this damn live stream.
I want to learn.
I want to reach a higher, bigger audience. We got to get it some structure.
I want to learn you how to do this stream.
Yeah. Got to get some structure. I want to reach a higher audience. We got to get more people involved in the hobby. We got to normalize the hobby. We got to be interviewing some cool people, you know, and they'll invite us, you know, as guests as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we got to do it. But we're just like in the depths of the YouTube underground throwaways, castaways, fucking the worst cast ever. We're vermin.
It says, Revenar, sounds late, but Benji, what doll do you recommend for back to school?
What do I recommend from back to school to take to college? Like, you know, I swear to God, if if I had this in college, that would be so cool. Like
You would have never graduated.
if I had a doll in my dorm, oh my God, dude. I would have everyone making fun of me, and then all the dudes that make fun of me are going to be like asking me if they could borrow it. I guarantee you that's how it would happen. That's what would happen. They call me like, yeah, Benji, that rubber bitch fucker or whatever. And then like a few hours later, hey, you think I could borrow her? I'll pay you. I'll pay you $50.
Would you let them, Benji?
I would pimp her out.
Maybe, right?
Yeah, if I needed the money, I'd pimp her out. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, I think so.
That sounds like an etiquette violation to me.
But I would actually become like, I would make a business out of it. I'd actually become a dealer, a doll dealer, you know, in my dorm. I'll sell them and shit. I could keep them for it and store it for them.
But know? would you clean their cum, or would they have to clean their cum?
No,
I was about to ask that.
You know, so the idea of you know, the idea of like the doll brothels in Europe are basically doll vendors that, you know, men who are married or have to hide it, they can't, or they live with other people. Come to this place and they could have their doll ready for them in their private room for like an hour, and they pay whatever fee, and then the staff will hold the doll for them or whatever. I don't think they clean it for them unless you pay extra for it. But the whole idea is to be able to have sex with your doll and still have that family life, I guess, or whatever it is, which makes a lot of sense. And I think that type of that would kind of work at certain places. Yeah, like to be able to like have like a doll, not really a brothel, but a vendor, like, you know, and you'd have them on display, and then you could, you know, for those guys that want to keep them there and they have their private room and they pay like a few $100 a month.
I'm so jealous of those kids that their parents send them away to college and they get a dorm for 4 years and they're just banging and just having a good time, going to school, learning and bettering their lives, looking forward to a future that they won't have because their degree is going to be obsolete.
Not only that, but imagine not that you don't have to deal with the distraction of pussy. When you're in college, when you have that doll there, you could.
When you have the doll. I was gonna say what? What are you talking about? I was like, it's like 70% women in colleges.
No, I know. You know, you're right. Actually, nowadays it's creeping up there. Depending on what type of college it is, especially if it's a liberal arts private school, college, you'll probably definitely have more women than men.
Yeah. Dude, that like college stuff is it's just so wrong the way they like just, oh man, they take advantage of people with those.
Damn, they raped me.
They know, they know that those programs aren't going to get you a job, and they sell it to you anyway and get financing. It's just not right.
I signed my fucking life away at 17 and a half years old.
Yeah, not even
promissory loan.
Not even old enough to consent, and they raped you, like you said.
I was not old enough to smoke a fucking cigarette. All right, not old enough to vote. Not old enough to fucking no, old enough to even die for my country. Yet we're just gonna give you all the money you want, kid. All the money you want, no problem.
I know. What do you think a young Jewish boy is gonna think when he hears money?
It's like, well, fuck your fucking college, yeah. Yeah, what's he gonna think? So
I'm just a little Jew.
Uncle Sam basically bent me over and fucked me so hard raw.
No.
No lube. No courtesy lube, Uncle Sam. You fucked me good. You didn't even give me a reach around. Not even a goddamn courtesy reach around.
That's just rude.
Uncle Sam is fucking rude.
Felix Wankel, do you sell girl pheromone scented lube on your website, Rick? I'll check it out later. Oh man. You know what?
In the showroom, we spray perfume on the dolls' wigs and clothes, and it smells like such great pussy when a customer walks in.
But I think what he wants is vagina scented stuff.
Just burn one of those Gwyneth Paltrow candles in the room with you.
Felix Wankel, do you sell girl pheromone scented lube? Okay, so we have the closest one we have is the Jesse's Pussy Lube. Jesse's Pussy Juice, is that what it's called, Paul? Pussy Juice? Some bullshit like that. And you know what? Like I smell it and I'm like, okay, you know what? I think we could do better. I think we could do better. That is like one of the things that I would really like to do is develop a better pussy lube. I feel like there's just so much potential to do better. They do have this pussy lube, and I think I think that's all right. But I also feel that somebody could definitely do better. Now, I think the hard part about it is getting it to be like FDA certified or whatever, right? So that's the part that you got to look into. Hey, how do I get this FDA certified as a lube or whatever, that it's safe, that it doesn't have toxic ingredients that are going to kill people, right? Make sure that it's sterile or pasteurized and it goes through the correct processes, you know? Chucky doll, add fish slime. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Ass nectar?
You just catching fish, scraping the slime off of the fish. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make so much money.
Or with those eels or the slugs where you touch them and their defense mechanism is to just like secrete this thick like mucus stuff.
Yeah, you're just milking slugs, creating a new industry.
Yeah, there you go. Like a Slurm from Futurama.
Slurm? Yeah. Isn't that a drink?
Yes, in the Futurama universe, yeah.
And then he finds out how Slurm is made and he's all grossed out.
It's worm
He goes
shit.
to the factory and it's like coming out of this big slug's butt.
Slug shit.
Slurm. That sounds disgusting. Yeah. So I had some ideas and like, hey, how can we make this Ho Lube better? Chucky Doll's gonna sue me when I use Ho Lube as the name.
I mean, there are some videos that where you can actually make your own lube online, Ricky, and it's very like cost effective. Like, and it's stuff you can get at the grocery store, and then you can put various scents and oils in it to make it smell a certain way. So there's that thing.
I would want it to smell like rotting chicken soup.
I mean, you can.
Like a sour, like an acrid smell.
I mean, all you would have to do is once you get the rotten chicken soup and you let chicken soup stay out for a few days, you then get that pot, and you know how they make moonshine with the whole like distillery where they like collect the vapor.
You distill it.
Yeah, you distill the vapors of it that come out, and there you go. You've got your oil scent right there. And
it sounds like it would be flammable.
Yeah, essence of cock soup.
Well, it's like there's nothing really flammable in there because you're just collecting the steam vapors.
That's not true. I don't think that's true, Moon Knight.
Yeah, it doesn't like when stuff breaks down, it produces like methane and shit, right?
Oh yeah, fuck, you're right about that. Sir.
If you
My bad.
what do you call it? If yeast is involved at all in there, you'll have these flammable compounds, and when you distill it, it'll come over. So you have to tell people who are using the lube, you know, if there's not enough water concentration in there, and if it's too much solvents, if they get their penis near that Gwyneth Paltrow candle, they might catch it on fire. You know,
That's true.
they could start a grease fire on their penis. But you could stick it. You could put the fire out by like putting it in the doll's vagina. You would starve the fire of air. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to use your heating rod.
Felix Wankel, y'all are foul. You wouldn't have to use a heating rod.
Can't go wrong with bacon scents.
Yeah, fire.
And edibles. Oh.
Chucky doll, can't go wrong with bacon scented and edible. I know that would be such a cool project, right? To make an edible lube that smells.
Just use bacon grease.
You just start selling bacon grease. That's hilarious. My dog's pussy smells so good, and it tastes good too.
It doesn't smell anything like pussy, but it smells like bacon.
It smells like
Get
bacon.
a fucking Miss Piggy doll. Immersive.
My fingers smell like bacon.
But that also is a problem too. Is different vaginas smell different as well. Like there's some that smell terrible, and then there's some that just smell like light fish, and there's some others that just have like a sweet smell. Like they all smell different, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, they're not all the same. They're not all the same. I don't know if guys' balls all smell different, and I hope to never know.
I mean, you could easily find out by, I don't know, sniffing yours and asking somebody, does yours smell like this?
I'll smell my finger.
Here, smell my finger.
Philistine, do you think that women's vaginas smell different?
Yes, they do. Depends on their diet.
Yeah, like their pH level and all kinds of shit.
Also, keep in mind one thing. The asshole is right next to the vag, right? So if she didn't have a good wipe down there, you know, that shit's going to be coming up to the vag.
Only if
there's
she
a
goes
no
from
effects
back to
zone
front.
about that.
Yeah, it's always front to back.
Yeah. You got to go front to back.
What are you talking about when if you're talking about you're going downtown, you're eating her out, the asshole's right there.
Yeah. What we're talking about before that, like when she takes a dump, she should be wiping front to back. So that's not an issue.
Yeah, you got to get, I think use an enema or something.
Felix Wankel, I only eat the pussy to get closer to the booty hole. He wants to get closer to the booty hole. So, like, Felix Wankel's
The balloon knot?
Yeah, Felix Wankel's an ass assassin. He goes for the vagina, and then when he's down there, then he just like gets his tongue out, and then he punches the fart box.
He's a balloon knot. He's a balloon knot enthusiast.
Yep, he's a balloon knot enthusiast.
Okay.
He says he's a rim reaper.
You're into scat. He's a scat fetishist.
Rim Reaper. Put it on a fucking shirt, sell it in your shop, Ricky. Rim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Hershey Highway, baby. I like the Hershey Highway. I want a t-shirt that says that.
Hershey.
I want to wear it like with the gay flag, and it says Hershey Highway with like a Hershey bar on it, with a rainbow flag. That's kind of cool.
Isn't that what the brown stripe is for?
What's that?
On the flag, isn't that what the brown stripe is for?
Yeah, no, I thought the brown stripe was like a thing to include like the people of color or something.
Oh,
Like
Is there a brown stripe? There's a brown stripe?
Yeah, there's some sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many letters is it by now?
Uh,
Unknown,
half the
dude.
alphabet.
Don't be
plus?
political right now. It's not political time.
No. I'm just getting a definition.
Yeah, there's like symbols in it now too, so it looks like a fucked up math equation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
All right, Revenar, gentlemen. Ricky had a story about about a mom who bought a doll for her son. But is there any story about a dad who bought a doll for his child?
Huh.
No,
Wow.
I don't. I actually do
No.
not know of any stories about a guy who bought a doll for his child. I'm not. Um,
You know what?
I only knew two women who were moms who bought dolls for their kids. So dads 0, moms 2.
You know.
So dads
You
need
know.
to catch up.
You know what? If I was a father, I would take my son to the whorehouse. Let's say if he was autistic or something, I knew he was never gonna get laid. Like it wasn't gonna happen. All right, and he really wanted to get laid. I would take him to a whorehouse, and then I would get him a doll.
My dad's old school. So, boy, you
And
kill
then I'd
what you
charge
do.
him for it, make him do fucking make him mow the lawn or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, mom's like, oh, if I get him a doll, he'll just stay here with me.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a logic to that.
Well, I don't know. I get that. Like I know some people like they have a word for that. Son husbands,
Emotional incest.
where the son takes care of the mom for her life because he didn't find anybody, and she tries not to let him find somebody so that he'll take care of his mom his whole life and not get distracted by a wife or the family. I heard of that before, but I don't know how often it happens.
A lot.
Hatsune Miku 0196, it's LGBTQIA+. World's best moms right there. Chucky doll makes sense. A mom wants her son to be trapped with her, so she will use a doll for that. A dad would get him with real women. Chucky doll. I guess he's saying that's me or something? I don't know. Arrow to himself. Yeah. That's a strange one. If you have kids, there's no guarantee that your kids are going to take care of you. So that is
the odds are that they probably won't.
that is an invalid reason to have children that a lot of people who have children use. Oh, who's going to take care of you when you get older?
The money I saved up.
Who's going to take care of you? Yeah. And then they're going to say, what money? And you're going to say, yeah, exactly. We're
The
like,
one you're not getting.
we're the first generation that has this huge problem with not having enough money to save because the cost of living is so bad.
Yeah, when's this fucking housing bubble supposed to crash?
Never.
They keep talking about like it's right around the fucking corner, but
Okay.
You know what? I when I got my house, I think it was 7. I think it was a 7%, and then now I'm at a 6.25% APR. And over the weekend, they wrote me and told me, "Hey Ricky, we got a 5.5 APR, and we think it's going to go back up over the weekend. So to lock you in, I need you to agree to a credit check or whatever." And they did a credit check over the weekend, and they said, "Oh, you got a 707." Because they said, "What's your credit?" I was like, "I don't know. It's probably really bad right now because I owe a lot of people." And then he's like, "Oh, we'll check." And I was like, maybe it's like a 6:30 at least. He's like, is it at least a 6:30? I was like, yeah, I think it's a 6:30. It's probably like around 6:50 or something. And then he checked it, and he's like, you got a 7:07, and I was like shocked, right? I was like, what? And I was like, cool. And he said, yeah. So he said we're able to lock you in at 5.5. But he's like, but it's good that you went through with that credit check because the rates went back up over the weekend. So I'd only be able to get you like 6% if you didn't do that or something. No, the reason I bring that up is because the percentage on the house, right? The APR on the mortgage is indicative of how good the economy is doing and how inflation is doing. So when I got the house last year in June, it was 7, and then I refinanced probably I want to say 6 months ago, I think, for like 6.25, and then I'm supposed to be refinancing to get 5.5 here in the next 3 weeks. So it is getting a little better, but you may not notice the cost of food and stuff going down. And one reason for that may be just because the corporations are probably, if they are seeing less cost of production, maybe they're not passing those savings on to you. They're probably just pocketing that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody's falling asleep. You know what? We will be back on Monday, 7 p.m. Central. Okay, it's already 3 hours and 50 minutes.
It's fucking 12 p.m. already. I mean, a.m., dude.
You guys, you should have had enough.
Already.
You should have had enough doll talk and economy talk and Jesse's pussy fish slime juice pheromone talk already. All right.
I think my liver already burned through my buzz, so yeah, I'm sort of.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
the thing gets sober, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Back
now we're gonna do a quiz. Okay. Which is the more long-acting drug, Viagra or Cialis?
Cialis.
Cialis.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember that one because I did the thing with if you do 3 shots of bourbon and burn the whiskey, will that make it last longer? That's the only reason
And Philistine, for extra credit, why is the Cialis? Why is it more long-lasting? Why is it more long-lasting?
Because it has a longer half-life or some shit like
Good job. Yes, it has a longer half-life or some shit like that. That's the correct answer.
that.
Okay, for super duper extra credit, what's the half-life of Cialis? How many hours?
17 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours.
17.
17. The 17.
Yeah.
I meant the 17. I meant 17.
I'm gonna give you the credit on that one. You were paying attention.
I was.
Okay. Now this is for all the marbles in the basket. What's the half-life of Viagra?
That's the 4-hour one. That's the 4 hour.
That's right. All right,
See,
cool.
I got it mixed. I remember the numbers
Wow.
in the wrong order.
You were paying attention. Good job, young man. Okay, I'm gonna give you a lollipop from the teacher's desk. Okay.
From under the teacher's desk.
The only catch is it's under the desk. All right, guys. We'll be back. Maybe we should do more quizzes at the end of the live stream. I think that's a fun idea. All right.
I remember gas station penis pills. That was like that was the best one of the stream.
Yeah, actually, I think that the main ingredient in that that's supposed to do the magic is Tribulus terrestris, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a herb.
What animal species is that?
It's a plant. Yeah, and it's supposed to help with your penis. Yeah, it's known as goat head or puncture vine. Yeah, for various purposes, while purported to boost testosterone and sexual function, human studies have shown mixed results or lack robust data. So basically, like, they probably put that in there, and then they probably put Viagra or Cialis and those like Rhino 69 and whatever pills and say, look, it's a tribulus terrestris, when in reality it's probably like Viagra or sildenafil in there. You know what I mean? Viagra or Cialis in there. Anyway, Felix Wankel says meth. Yeah. Don't forget to take your rhino pills or whatever with a glass of water. All right.
Amen.
Yep.
Same with your mouth.
Hard honey and jerk off.
Hard honey.
Hard honey, jerk off.
I appreciate you guys for checking out thedollchannel.com, supporting us always. You guys are the best. We'll be back Monday at 7 p.m. Central. Have a wonderful night, and go place your bets on who's going to win, Canelo or that other guy.
Hatsune, make the panel next time.
Yeah, I want to see Hatsune on the panel.
Yeah, be cool.
Revan R. Rhino pill, is that Republican pill? I'm not sure. Have a good night.
Good
See you
night.
Monday. I was gonna say, what were you gonna say?
I have whiskey dick.
Este corrido era de relajo dedicado a mis compas de Texas, el estado, por fabricantes de muñecas. Ya son reconocidos, es un negocio chico para los que son fanáticos. Aquí les voy a explicar. Uno se llama el Ricky y el otro es el Benji. Cada semana se la pasan trabajando en lo caliente, cumpliendo órdenes de muchos de sus clientes. Parece que es un contrabando, pero de eso no les hablo. Ellos venden las muñecas. Las muñecas son de goma, parecen que son buchonas como las de Sinaloa, pero estas no te cobran. Caderonas y chichonas y personalizables. Solo eche una llamada al Ricky y el Benji, ellos te pueden ayudar. El Ricky es un chicano, pero español él no supo. El Benji es un judío, pero es más mexicano. Tienen grupo organizado para transmisión en vivo. Se la pasan platicando con todos sus amiguitos. Su pasatiempo, muñecas. Un saludo al Chovaro y también el Filistino y también el compa Brandon junto con el compa Sidney. Pero también hay dos mujeres, la que así es Cari Terry y unos cuantos más que ya no están aquí. Que no se olvide el compa Frizz. El canal de las muñecas de nosotros se despide porque tienen que trabajar para poder pagar los biles, pero van a regresar los lunes y los jueves. El pasaje pues mundial ya no se detiene. Muñecas Pepper importan.